And then right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 6:15, we got Lakers Rockets Game 6. The tip will be a little after 6:30. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it at the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
This hour of Schaefer and Sliwa is brought to you by Aztec Link, an official NIL partner of San Diego State University. Today, we're live at the Coryell Classic Golf Tournament, benefiting San Diego State Aztecs football. Now, it's Schaefer and Sliwa.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? We are out at the Don Coryell Classic here at Riverwalk. Schaefer and Sliwa, what an afternoon. It feels like San Diego. Which is where we are for the next 3 hours, talking Aztec football and local San Diego sports, of course, the Padres as well. But good to be out and about. We've been doing the show for about 5 weeks, and this is the first time since the show became officially official that we've been out and about on remote. It's good to be here this afternoon with you, man.
Beautiful. Being out here at Riverwalk. What a great area, San Diego. Once you come like this far west, that breeze is just perfect from the ocean. It's coming in, you know?
And you're a San Diegan, but I was pointing out some of the landmarks in the city for you earlier.
Thank you for doing that.
Kind of getting you situated and centered with where we are in our community. I told Alan, seriously, I got here, and I'm like, that's USD over there. He's like, no, that's not. I'm like, oh, you're right. There's USD. It's like, no. I'm like, there's San Diego State. He's like, no.
I'm
not great with directions.
Everywhere you're pointing at. And by the way, I don't know why you're just looking for USD, but every building you're like, I think that one's USD. Is that the sports arena right there? No, it's not. That must be Cabrillo National Monument. No, that's not either, John.
Well, anyway, we're here at Riverwalk. We've got a great show lined up for you. By the way, if you want to support San Diego State football, check out their silent auction. You don't have to be here playing in this golf event to participate. Just go to azteclink.com. You can see the silent auction items. That's going on right now. Also, tomorrow we're broadcasting live from the spring game on the Mesa. That's at the practice fields right behind Fowler Athletic Center. We'll be on the air from 1 to 3 tomorrow.
Weekend, weekday, it doesn't matter.
It never ends. I'm doing a solo-esque show tomorrow. We'll have guests as well. But today, Sean Lewis will join us coming up at 3:30, and Jayden Denegal, the starting quarterback for the Aztecs, will be here in the 4 o'clock hour. And spring football means fall football. Allen is coming. We're 4 months out from San Diego State in their third year under Sean Lewis. High expectations, year one in the Pac-12 coming up for the Aztecs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And, I think Sean Lewis has kind of started establishing San Diego State football in regards to it's going to be his third year. So what he's done is you can now genuinely start looking forward to San Diego State football. And one of the things I think all of San Diego knows this, there's such an opportunity to not just get Aztecs. Like I think Aztec alums, I think they're going to come out. I think they'll come out and support the school. We've seen that before. But really the entire city, it doesn't matter where you are in San Diego. I'm hoping that they continue to build off of what they've, obviously built over the last 2 years. Great season, phenomenal season last year, led by Sean Lewis, and we'll see if they could continue to build on it.
Sean Lewis will join us again coming up at 3:30 here from Riverwalk Golf Club, where, again, the Don Coryell Classic is underway this afternoon. All right, Padres will open a series against the Chicago White Sox downtown, coming up at 6:40 tonight. Padres coming off an off day. They've lost 2 straight for the first time since very early on when they started 2-5 on the season. We've spent the last 2 days kind of discussing where they are. And now the calendar is flipped to May. 19-11, a great start.
Yep.
Are we expecting more of the same moving forward? And is that even necessary as we get into the next month of action beginning tonight?
All right, so let's before the season started, I think we all this is a no-brainer. Everybody's like, if I told anybody through 30 games you're 19-11, you're signing up for it in a heartbeat. But what did you think? If I'd have told you before the season started, 30 games in, it's a surprise to me how well they've started. I don't care who they've played. I don't care. Forget all the storylines. You either win or you lose. 19-11, 30 games in. I didn't think they'd get off to this type of start. If you'd have told me they were 16-14, if you'd have told me they're 15-15, that's probably I know for you. We kind of say this. I know it's cliche, but it's like it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I didn't think they get off to this great of a start. Did you think they'd be hovering around 500, or did you think, no, based on who they're playing, the schedule, maybe some early momentum, did you feel like they can jump out to a start like this?
I feel like if someone would have told me Nick Pavetta is going to miss time, Joe Musgrove isn't even going to be a part of the equation.
Bullpen struggles a little bit.
And you're going to see Tatis, Machado, and Merrill's numbers. And even add Jay Cronenworth in there, I would tell you they're not even a 500 team. I'd be very surprised.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you.
So, to their credit, whether that's the team collectively, Craig Stam in the front office, they're off to this start. Anytime you start 19-11, it's impressive, especially from a Padre perspective. I mean, last year they started 14-3, which is great. But look at the history of the franchise. It's not like they've started 19-11 a lot. They've only won 20 of their first 31 time. That was in 1998. So I think they have exceeded expectations. Now the question is, can they continue to do that? Because last year, the 4 months after April, they played 500 baseball. They finished strong, but they were about a 500 team for 4 months. Is that what they're going to be this time around, or will they continue to play at the pace they've played so far?
All right, I'll just kind of scope it out. They got, what did we say in May? They got 26 games? I think we said in May they got 26, somewhere around there. Let's just assume it's that, that's the number. It's going to be give or take a game or two.
Yep.
Look, if you told me they went 13-13 in May, and listen, anytime you get off to this type of a start, 19-11, 13-13 would be a little disappointing because you've got off to a great start. You're 8 games over 500 within the first month. I kind of always try to look at this, big picture. By the time they get to the All-Star break, okay, going into August 1st, what are they looking like? At the trade deadline, what do they need? Do they make any moves? I think, again, if they're, if you're 14-12, I think 15-11 is phenomenal. If you do that for another 30 days, like they've put themselves in a nice position. But I think the thing that you pointed out that is going to be tough for them to juggle, things are going to have to change in these next 30 days in order to stay at the pace that they've been at. Either Machado starts going crazy, Tatis not only hits 1 home run, but has a month where he hits 5 or 6.
Right.
Some of these other guys start stepping up. They get a little bit healthier. Lucas Giolito comes into the mix, and now that's another arm that you could depend on. I don't think they could have the same thing happen over this first month of the season and have that type of result. That can't happen in the second month of the season to get that type of result, because the reality is, if let's just say everything went exactly as is, the power or the big names struggle, their pitching staff isn't exactly healthy, everything like that, then you're looking at, it's not possible, I think, to sustain what they're doing.
So they're going to play 28 games in May. So, and a year ago, I want to say they were 13-13 in the 26 games they played in May. I will say this, the one thing that's encouraging for me is what you just said. I mean, the expectation is some of these players perform better, specifically on offense. Secondly, I mean, you start the month by playing the White Sox and the Giants and the Cardinals at home. Not like you have a 9-game stretch where it's Dodgers on the road, 4 in Atlanta, 3 against the Dodgers and Homer. So, you'll get the Dodgers this month. All right, but you're going to play them, obviously, this year. As in, I think it's, unfortunately, they do. I think it's reasonable with this schedule and with some of these players just performing the way we expect them to perform, and with pitchers coming back like Lucas Giolito, I think it's very realistic they play over 500 in May. So that's my expectation.
Phenomenal.
It's not that it's 19-9 or whatever.
You don't have to be.
But if you go 15-13 or 16-12,
great.
All of a sudden you enter June and you're one of the best teams in the National League.
I think that's the point. Like that's what they've built for themselves. They built this margin for error. I mean, let's take any other squad out there that's been struggling. Look at like Philadelphia or the Mets or San Francisco, some of these other. When you dig yourself that type of a hole, it doesn't mean you can't come back from it, especially in baseball 1 month through the season. But damn, do things all got to start clicking, and things got to go the right way. And there's, obviously more and more pressure, the more of a hole that you dig. They put themselves in a position, it's like, all right, I mean, what kind of pressure is really on the Padres? Like you said, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Take 2 or 3 against the squad. The White Sox are a perfect example this weekend. You got a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday set against the White Sox. 2 of those games, you're going to have Michael King. You're going to have Randy Vasquez. We'll obviously see how Marquez does tonight. This is a perfect series. Like, it's a perfect example of win the ones you're supposed to. Do that enough of the time. You obviously got a talented team. Are some of these guys like, is Ty France going to continue on the pace that he's on? Probably not. Or some of these, is Camposano, I hope I'm wrong, is he going to continue on some of the pace he is? Probably not. Even though I think a lot of people actually feel good about what he's doing, they put themselves in a good spot. And I don't think you're asking for too much. Nobody's saying you got to go get another, like you said, you said there's 28 games. You're 15-13 over these 28 games. You're 10 games over 500. You're putting yourself in a phenomenal position the rest of the way.
Yeah, and this series, by the way, against the White Sox is a series where I look at it, having lost 2 straight in 3 or 4, go win the series. Again, your season isn't on the line, but if you lose this series, it's like you started that first week where you went 2-5. If they lose 2 out of 3 here, they'd be 2-5 over a 7-game stretch going to San Francisco. They're 10-6 at home.
Yeah.
Go win this series this weekend, beginning tonight down at Petco Park.
And you got, again, I'll go back to right now with their starting rotation, the King and the Vasquez mix of this, it's almost like you almost got to have those wins because you just don't know what's going to happen with Buehler and Waldron and Marquez, and you're hoping when those 3 guys take the mound, can you get 1 or 2 decent starts from those 3 pitchers? But Vasquez and King, obviously, you're expecting more from.
We are live for the next 3 hours from Riverwalk Golf Club here in Mission Valley for the Aztecs Don Coryell Classic. If you want to participate in their silent auction supporting San Diego State football, you can visit azteclink.com right now. No matter where you are,
what'd you put? What did you already buy?
I've already.
You did the Maui, the 7 days in Maui.
No,
because I was CC'd on an email where you're like, hey, I might need some time off in June.
No, it's all the Chargers stuff, obviously, for me. I'm kidding, but they have everything from whether it's Aztecs to Padres. There's even some San Diego Chargers gear.
Well, no, here's what I was going to say.
Chargers
No, this is what I will say because I did notice it right away. Anytime I see anything with that logo, I just naturally get angry. But I did like it was like Lorenzo Neal.
Yeah.
It was Phillip Rivers. It was the OGs.
Right, exactly. It's not like Dean Spanos. But anyway, go to azteclink.com. You can support the Don Coryell Classic and San Diego State football. Sean Lewis will join us coming up at 3:30. Aztecs third-year head coach Brandon Hill, who's been on the show a number of times before, supporting student-athletes through name, image, and likeness efforts at San Diego State. He's going to swing by in a few minutes as well. Lucky Sutton, the San Diegan, the tailback back for his senior year, is joining us. Let's see, Jayden Denegal, the quarterback of the Aztecs as well, will be with us in the 4 o'clock hour. So don't go anywhere. Schaefer and Sliwa underway on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, I love it over there. I like it. I don't mind it. My wife.
Space. No, there's space there. It's like you could breathe a little bit.
Yeah, and I just like the culture. Like it's a little more diverse over there.
Sure.
Coming from where I'm used to like some culture.
Feels funny. You just said, and then there's other areas where I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No,
Mission Valley. You're exactly right about that. That's funny.
But it's cool being like the tourist kind of new guy.
It's awesome.
I'm oblivious to all the backstory.
Sure, 1,000%.
Neighborhoods and areas. That's a lot of transplants.
Oh my gosh, so many. I used to say when I first moved here, it was rare when I'd meet someone from San Diego. That's how it felt. I felt like I was meeting people from like Chicago or Phoenix
I feel
or
like people land here and
Yeah.
it's like
yeah,
it's hard to get out.
It's all like the outskirts of the city
yeah, makes
where
sense.
everybody's
from
San Diego.
yeah, but then
If
like
you're living
East
in, like-
Village, or
Yeah,
some of
I
the
was
North
gonna say,
County,
if you're
yeah,
living in like Pacific Beach.
yeah, it's all
I'm like, yeah, I don't
Come
think
and
you're
go.
gonna find too many San Diego.
yep. It's a good spot.
I'm from a military. We have beaches in Virginia.
When San Diego takes the field,
We have mountains in Virginia.
There's a in like Point Loma area. They have a military base there too, and there's a grocery store there. Every time I'm in that area, I go to this grocery store, and everybody is just military that's walking in there. They're all just completely suited. I'm like, damn, how cool is that? Like, this is literally
The military growth.
big time.
Makes you feel safer. People aren't going to try dumb stuff.
That's
That
true.
ain't happening.
Active duty, and even retired, they'll probably put you in your place and talk to you.
All right, out here at Riverwalk Golf Club, the Don Coryell Classic, Schaefer and Sliwa. We are underway. Great guests lined up for you here today on the show. Sean Lewis, Aztec third-year head coach, is going to swing by, in fact, in about 10 or 15 minutes. But it is our pleasure to welcome back Brendan Hill to the show. First time on Schaefer and Sliwa, but a number of times for Brendan on 760. Assistant AD of Student-Athlete Development and NIL, which, of course, has been so topical over the last 3 or 4 years. You've been here for the last 3 or 4 years. What's changing in the space? I mean, from the time you got here when it came to name, image, and likeness to what's playing out now with student athletes on the Mesa, how is it changing, and how has the community gotten involved with these student athletes?
Yeah, probably continuity, right? Like, we've seen roster turnover be at a level that we've never seen it before with basketball, football, et cetera. I think Coach will probably speak to it more, but you have, I think, about 50 new student athletes on the football roster. That's almost half the team, right? So a big focus on continuity and how do you gel that many new folks together and make them feel like one team, one cohesive team, is something that Coach does a great job of, and I'm sure he'll speak to that. And then the community piece, I mean, this golf tournament is a prime example of it, right? Like 3 years ago, we kind of brought it back to life collectively. Mike Coleman, the collective, Aztec Link, J.R. Tover, et cetera. And to see where it is today, beautiful day here in Mission Valley, sold out tournament, tons of sponsors. So I would say thank you to the community for rallying behind the program, and looking forward to the future. The future's bright here.
Can you maybe simplify to us, and I'm sure a lot of listeners out there, how does a day like today and the silent auction that you guys have going on, and how does that help the program? Can you just kind of explain for somebody who has no idea? How can it benefit the program, and ways that they can get involved can help San Diego State football?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'll say we're a sleeping giant, right? Like, being in Southern California, the amount of talent that is in our backyard, in our footprint, the amount of student athletes across the country that call San Diego and Southern California home, they could fall back to our program and things like that, or we could get on the front end out of high school. I think it's important that the community understands that we could really do big things here, right? And to do big things, you need resources, right? And to resources, money, right? In this day and age of compensating student athletes for the name, image, and likeness, or scholarships, or whatever it may be. So I think when we have an auction, or we have an event where there's an opportunity to buy season tickets, whatever it is, that's directly impacting our opportunity to be competitive in this landscape when we're competing with the haves of the world, right? But I think talking to Caleb Davis, who I'm sure you're going to interview later, came from Notre Dame. I came from Virginia Tech. When we come to this place, we see green pasture ahead of us, and it's really just about rallying the community so that they understand, like, this is San Diego's team. Chargers, left. I wasn't here for that, right? But I know that's a sore spot for some people. But if you rally behind the Aztecs, like what it could mean to this community, because I know there are a lot of people who love the Aztecs and want to see us be successful. So the auction, the golf tournament, season tickets, whatever it is, getting behind the program, however you see fit, right? It's not just about stroking a check, but buying tickets, using the concession stands, whatever it is, it goes a long way.
Brandon Hill is with us right now. He is the Assistant AD of Student Athlete Development and NIL. For our listeners, a lot of people listening right now in their cars or in their business. Yeah. And you obviously work with a lot of local businesses in tying student athletes to local businesses through their name, image, and likeness. Yep. For someone that's listening right now, say, I support San Diego State. Maybe I went there 15 or 20 years ago, or my wife went there, or whomever, my son or daughter. What do you want business owners to know about how simple and easy it is to connect with yourself or student athletes, and then the NIL from the student athlete can really benefit the local business owner as well?
Yeah, so I think, once again, not to beat a dead horse, but using an event like today, there's a ton of sponsors and people who are involved in this event who also leverage our student athletes as brand ambassadors and endorsers, and they use them in commercials, or they put them on the side of a bus stall.
Very smart.
Right? When you partner with the Aztecs, you get that brand affinity and brand notoriety. And I think, before in college athletics, you didn't have access to the talent. You only had access to the school brand. Well, now you have access to the school brand and the talent. So when Lucky Sutton's scoring touchdowns or Jayden Denegal's throwing touchdowns, now you get to put them in an advertisement for your law firm or accounting firm or local bakery or whatever it is. And now the football account is resharing that because they want to use it in recruiting and show student athletes what's possible here when you come to San Diego State. So it goes a long way. So when you're partnering with the student athlete, you aren't just getting the student athlete. You're also getting the SDSU athletics brand, the SDSU brand, our alumni network, and all those sorts of people. So I'd say, if you're a local business or business owner listening to this, reach out to us, reach out to our student athletes, figure out how you can leverage them, but then also by way of leveraging them, leverage our brand to, bring consumers. And what I found is when these businesses and these alumni find out that a local business, let's use Broken Yoke, who's one of our big partners, for example, when they find out how much they're feeding our kids, for example, now when you have an opportunity to go to breakfast somewhere, you go to Broken Yoke, right? It's the same thing with J-Lab and so forth and so on. So I would say reach out to us. We're open for business. Excited to put partnerships together with you, with our student athletes.
Two things on that. One, I think I love the connection, obviously, with Aztec, people who went to the university or they have connections to the university. But, man, if you're just a business in any part of San Diego County, and you don't have to have been an Aztec, but associating with San Diego State University, it sounds like to me there's a lot of opportunities. So I love what, obviously, you guys are doing, a part of Aztec Link. You mentioned something which, I think that when you said the pool of athletes in Southern California and the way you were talking about it, that, everybody sees just this unbelievable opportunity. What is that ceiling? Like if in a perfect world, let's say San Diego State University has the asset, the resources that you're referring to.
For sure.
What is that one day? What can it look like?
Make sure you ask Caleb Davis this question, because he's probably a lot more passionate about it than I even am, right? But I think it's, we have an opportunity to be a flagship in the state of California, one of the biggest states in the country, right? Beautiful state, beautiful resources, great people, great hospitality, great military. Shout out to our military installations here. But I think what the future could be with all the resources is that we're a flagship that makes California proud, not even just Southern California and San Diego, but extends beyond that. And we're going toe to toe with some of those people who used to be in the conference with us back in the day
100%.
That are now in these bigger conferences,
100%.
right? So I think that's what we're doing under the leadership of Coach Lewis, under JD Wicker. There's nothing but green grass in front of us. We just need the community. And thank you to you guys for everything you do, covering San Diego sports, covering the Aztecs. Really excited to just continue in year 4 for Coach Lewis. Just see what the future holds.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself. Year 3
Year
for Coach
3,
Lewis.
sorry.
Come on.
Year 4 for me.
He says year 4 for Coach Lewis. He can't wait to see what happens. What about year 3? Yeah,
Forever. There you go.
Brendan Hill
Yeah.
with San Diego State. Thanks for
problem,
swinging by,
man.
man. Great to
Absolutely.
see you.
Appreciate you
Where do they
guys.
find you online? Real quick, GoAztecs.com.
Yeah, we have a whole NIL page on GoAztecs.com. It tells you all about how to get involved with our student athletes. But my name is on the directory. Abby Crawford, who is our coordinator, she's on the directory. So reach out. We'd love to work with you. We're open for business, and go Aztecs.
GoAztecs.com. Sean Lewis, third-year head coach of the Aztecs, joins us next. Schaefer and Slee with San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is Schaefer again for our friends at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. And I've been telling you for a while about the hotel and spa at Hamul, where you can experience elevated luxury. They've got the refined hotel stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, all the excitement of Hamul Casino Resort seamlessly brought together in one unforgettable destination. You can take your stay now to the next level. They have exclusive hotel packages crafted for the ultimate escape. While you're there, you will love their dining options, including Hamul 23 with their lobster buffet every day. Enjoy all-you-can-eat lobster every day, plus dozens of other delicious stations. Start your morning with their new signature breakfast buffet, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Made to order omelets, fresh fruit, sweet and savory favorites. And make sure to swing by Tony Gwynn's for their endless dining Wednesday through Sunday at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. The Padres and White Sox are getting set to start their series down at Petco Park tonight. It's going to be Noah Schultz going for the White Sox and Herman Marquez coming up at 4:00. We got Pistons at Magic at 4:30. We got Cavs at Raptors, and then right here at 6:15 on San Diego Sports 760, we'll have Lakers Rockets Game 6. Pregame coverage begins at 6:00. We'll have the tip a little after 6:30. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
All right, San Diego Sports 760, Schaefer and Sliwa on this gorgeous Friday afternoon from Riverwalk Golf Club, the Don Coryell Classic. Again, you can support the silent auction going on right now at azteclink.com. You do not have to be here to support it. You can bid from anywhere. Some amazing prizes to be won in the silent auction, including an opportunity to fly fish with the Aztecs third-year head coach Sean Lewis, who is with us right now on San Diego Sports 760. Let's start there. I have that right,
the
right?
whole thing, the whole segment is fly fishing.
Deep sea fishing.
Deep sea fishing.
Yeah, right. So you get to spend the whole day. We can go get motion sickness together, right? Go catch some great fish and make a day of it and have a unique experience. And shoot, we've done surfing with Coach, which was awesome.
Right.
The Mother Nature kicked my ass when we did that year one. And yeah, there's all kinds of great experiences, memorabilia. And yeah, whether you're here with us on this gorgeous day or you can't be because of other obligations, man, there's a way to support and for the community to compete with us. And it's been amazing, the turnout and obviously the support that we've had since we've been here.
You've been doing this. We were just talking off air. This is the third year, obviously, for you out at the Coryell Classic. How has this grown and what has the support of the community, whether it's through the silent auction or the sponsors that are a part of this? What does it mean for Aztec football?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. The work of everyone through Aztec Link, Bill Hammett, Mike Coleman, who really have spearheaded this whole thing since we got here and getting it off the ground, making it a reality, and to see it level up each and every single year. I mean, to have a title sponsor like Evotech right here in our backyard and the other sponsors who have stepped up. And it's really cool to see all the former Aztec football players, right? Like the past Aztec Warriors who have come back, the pride that they have in the program because of the work that we've done, the support of the community. That's just what makes college football beautiful and the necessity, of the way the game is right now, to have the support of your community, to step up in a monetary way, but then to celebrate it on a day like today, we just get to have fun, kick back, relax, hit a few bad golf shots and have a whole bunch of laughs.
Well, Coach, it's great to officially meet you. I know we've met a couple other times, but more in just presser situations. So I'm curious how we talk about just the community, and I know that college football, the landscape today, college athletics just in general, it's not the same that it was, and we have no idea where it's going to be down the road. What's ideal of what the community in San Diego State, local businesses, it could be just fans, they don't even have to come to San Diego State University, just people all around the city. What in your vision is the perfect partnership between the city and San Diego State University?
Yeah, I mean, not to speak in generalities, right, but everyone supports in the best way that they can. And that might look like coming to the spring game tomorrow and being there and creating an unbelievable environment and being able to be around our guys and enjoying, a fun work day and practice 15 at the spring game tomorrow. It could be, hey, buying season tickets and creating one of the best home field environments in all of college football. Like undefeated last year, we have one of the longest active home winning streaks in all of college football right now. And for everyone in the community to know, like, man, Snapdragon in the fall, those 6 guaranteed opportunities that we get, like that needs to be the spot to be, whether we're kicking off at 7 p.m., 10 a.m., anywhere in between, and regardless of who's playing. Man, the Aztecs are playing. And this is our team and this is our town and we're the show, right? So like that needs to be the party in the fall. And then, hey, above and beyond that, right? Like to keep developing first round NFL draft picks, the way that we did with Chris Johnson, and to have those players stay with us and to retain them all the way through their journey, the way that we all want, so that they can develop at the highest level. They become the best human beings that they could possibly be and have continuity in their growth, their development, their craftsmanship. Like there's a cost associated with that now. And I think our community has done an unbelievable job, again, competing with us, knowing, I think when we first showed up, it was like, hey, like, do you want or do you need NIL? Do you want or need rev share? And it's like, hey, it's a necessity for us to compete and win championships. What we're going to do now in the Pac-12 is we continue to elevate, like, the community's showing up and showing out and supporting in all those different ways to the best of their ability. man, it's felt, and we're really appreciative of it. And I mean, we got such a fanatical fan base in sports town. Like, again, we're the show, and it's awesome to see the way that we've all stepped up together.
Sean Lewis with us right now, Aztecs third-year head coach. Again, the spring game is tomorrow on the Mesa at San Diego State. What do you want our listeners to know about what you have planned tomorrow? It's more than just a football game, all kinds of activities for families as well.
Yeah, we want to do something unique. We want to do something different and create an experience for families to come out for free and really experience Aztec football. So starting around 1 o'clock, there's going to be all kinds of fair-like activities that you can partake in. So think, county fair, right, and a state fair to be able to come and, from getting your face painted to some of our guys running a kids football clinic to beer garden, live music, food trucks, just a way to come out and pregame a little bit and have a good time. And then around 2 o'clock, we'll be putting the ball down. Really cool opportunity for all the kids that are going to be in attendance to run out and take the field before we start, the scrimmage and the activities. And then afterwards, right, we'll have an autograph session, a way for our guys to take the helmets off, for our community to interact with our players, again, sign some memorabilia, sign some autographs, and then first pitch will be at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to work that to hop that thing so that we can, continue the momentum. Our baseball team has won 8 in a row. They kick off a huge series this weekend, I believe, against Nevada Reno, and to be able to be there and support those guys. So it'll be a fun day on the Mesa that, again, want everyone to come out and support.
Well, we mentioned you yesterday. We're talking to the head coach of San Diego State baseball, and I think we both said that you got a wicked slider, I think is what we mentioned. So I don't know if we threw him off of what he's expecting tomorrow, but we're just saying, if you can throw everybody off tomorrow. It's like,
there we go.
I watched your pet go. I went back and watched your pet.
You said it was solid.
Pitch. You went back and watched the tape.
I watched it.
We got to give you some other tasks to do if you're going back and assessing that tape.
I know. It's funny.
We spent an hour breaking it down.
I have to be honest with you. I'm like, the way I recall it, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a good first pitch. Then I watched it. It was like a strike. It
was solid.
It's like a high strike. It was like a chest high
like
strike.
A Randy Johnson size over there on the mound.
The ball gets on you quick.
I tell you what now, you talk about the Padres doing things the right way.
Right.
That whole experience, the way that came together. I mean, that was Friday night, Yankees in town.
Wow.
And the coolest thing about it is they actually gave you a little bit of time. It's like, hey, get loose in right field. And so me and my son are in right field playing catch.
So cool.
And I'm just like, does it get any better than this? So at that point in time, I wasn't even thinking about the pitch. I was like, this is a win no matter what. And then luckily I didn't bounce it.
But, I love that, the way you mentioned it. There is something about that's so important for the city that you guys are connected to the Padres and how SCFC fits into the mold. San Diego Wave, just as best as we can, all support each other.
Absolutely.
That's obviously so critical. So one question I got, and I know we got a ways to go until the season actually starts.
Sure.
But 3-9 in your first year.
Right.
9-4 last season.
Right.
And I was there for the game against Boise State, and just a phenomenal win. And what's the progression from here? What's your vision for this upcoming season? And you've done such a great job. And I'm not saying that just to say it, but we're excited about where the program can go. What's your goal in this third season as head coach?
Yeah, we obsess about continuous improvement and growth and being willing to compete each and every single day, right? And so unique set of circumstances every single year, but that mainstay, that standard stays same as, right? So we've elevated the standards, obviously, right? There's a championship culture that we've revitalized, and that's the expectation to compete for championships year in and year out. I mean, tomorrow will be our 15th work day, real practice with pads with this team, right? So what our fans will see tomorrow, there'll be good quality ball, but it ain't even close to being the finished product, right? And the roster turnover that's occurred from 7 guys going to the NFL, a couple other guys hitting the portal, us bringing guys in, high school guys, right? We are deep in the process of building a team and figuring out, hey, what this team's strengths and weaknesses are. But, hey, the end goal being, right, that we're going to be competing for championships yet again, because that's the investment, that's the community's expectations, that's our expectations. And so continue to elevate as we go, regardless of, hey, who we're playing, who is against, playing to that standard. And now as we go into the Pac-12, right, you're talking about winning Pac-12 championships and having those conference championship expectations, that's going to unlock a door and an opportunity now to get to the CFP, be a part of the 12-team playoff, and then go make some hay there as well.
Sean Lewis with us right now, Riverwalk Golf Club for this Coryell Classic. You briefly touched on Chris Johnson and the amazing career he had here, and, of course, how it played out within the past week, getting drafted in the first round. And we saw all of his reaction. An amazing job by your social team, by the way, with everything that's been happening content-wise.
Absolutely.
What's it like from your seat? I mean, to coach this player and then to watch it like through his eyes and his family's eyes from your perspective, how unique is that?
Well, it's funny. I had some bad juju when we showed up to here, because today, a year ago, was when like the spring portal opened at this event.
I remember.
And so I was on my phone
Yeah.
trying to make sure, because things got a little interesting there, right? But it was like, to come full circle now at this event, hey, no spring portal, and the work that was done from the commitment of Chris, his family, the belief in our vision, to see all of that, which we knew that we could deliver upon, and most importantly for him to believe in that and to do the work to turn it into a reality, and to see those moments and to talk with his mother and father, and then to see Chris this past Monday, like just, joy, right? Like you're so happy for them, their family. And, I've mentioned it numerous times, but worth bear repeating, like, everyone in our program is entrusting us with that journey, right? Like the love and the sacrifice that family has made to put Chris in that position, they're passing that baton to us. And so being able to care for that and to challenge those guys and to have a completely different relationship than the mom, the dads, the guardians have, but to challenge them in a loving and supportive way that's different, so that those opportunities can become reality. Like, so special for Chris, so special for, our 6 other young men that are going to get those opportunities. And then, so special for our program. I mean, the conversations are pretty easy now a little bit when guys ask you about, like, hey, like player development, what's that look like? Well, we develop first round draft picks. Like, that's what this university has done. That's what we're able to do in this modern era. So there's like a proof of concept there that we can point to directly and say, yeah, we were the only non-Power 4 team to do that this past year. So if you want to come be a part of that, here's what it's going to take. Are you about that life? Let's go make it happen.
It's a great story. It's a phenomenal story. Coach, I'm curious to get your thoughts on how is the relationship with San Diegans? We got, for high school football, it's just unbelievable. And I've kind of got more and more into high school. I went to Granite Hills High School down in East County.
Heck yeah.
And now that, it could be Helix, it's Cathedral, it's Carlsbad. You got so many of these just amazing high schools that are representing San Diego. How's that relationship with those students, and potentially looking at, why would I go somewhere else? I could do it for San Diego. I could do it here at San Diego State University. How's that relationship going?
Yeah, strong. I mean, shoot, you look at our roster, and some of our best players are right here from San Diego County, right? Some of our biggest signees and some guys who have really made a splash early on. Carson Deal from La Jolla, right? Cam Purnell from Lincoln High School, right? Like Nate Acevedo has a huge bowl game for us, punt return touchdown, over 100 yards receiving, if I'm not mistaken, right? Lincoln High School kid. Josiah Cox is going to be a kid who's going to step up big. He's a Lincoln High School kid, right? And so, it's been a point of emphasis since day one to keep our hometown heroes home. And so getting those kids to campus, I mean, we've had, tomorrow's obviously our last scrimmage and spring game, but every single Saturday here in the month of April, we've had scrimmages, and every single Saturday we've had over 100 prospects that have come to campus to see what we're about. I think they've left with, a whole different set of expectations of what it is and how they can accomplish everything that they want to here in our backyard, right? And so they don't have to go very far. And again, you can look at the data from all the first round draft picks, the number of kids out of Southern California, like, we don't have to go very far. And it was one of the things that drew me to this job. Like, you got players here in your backyard. And again, players make coaches.
No doubt. Final one for me, Sean, is just about, like, I see kind of some of the work that's playing out behind the scenes is becoming more public, but just the way you've kind of bolstered staffing.
Yeah.
The way you're bolstering like a recruiting perspective and resourcing like the general managers and your associate GM you just hired in Sam Popper.
Yeah.
What is that? What has the plan been, and what does that mean for the overall health of your program? All the work that's going on behind the scenes with the growth of the staff.
Yeah, I mean, since day one, right? Like, we've been brought in to win the national championship, and so to do that, there's a certain amount of resources that you need to have. There's a certain amount of knowledge that you need to have in the building, right? And so we want to make sure that, again, the same way that this golf outing has leveled up because of the people who have gotten involved with it, it's the same thing within our organization. And luckily, we have tremendous support top down. We got great alignment at our university that no one understands how critically important football is to our university and to our community. And so being able to invest in really smart people and pull them away from, more bigger name schools, whatever it is that you want to call it, and to take their depth of knowledge in here to maximize the time that we do have in each given day, because the amount of work is endless.
Yeah.
Right. And so you need to have smart people that get in a room, and as we are navigating the landscape that no one has navigated before, all right, hey, what's the problem? Let's put our collective heads together, view it from different perspectives, find the right solution, and attack it head on so that we can continue to move the Aztecs forward as we advance into the Pac-12 and not just go there to participate, but to go there and dominate.
Sean, appreciates you taking time for us. For our listeners, again, you don't have to be here, obviously, right now at this golf event, but you can go to azteclink.com, participate in the silent auction, go deep sea fishing.
Deep sea fishing.
I like
Is that a first time for you, or are you like a deep sea fisher?
No, it'll be my second time doing
time.
it. So we caught some
Okay.
rockfish last year that was delicious that I grilled up and everything. So, yeah, let's go do it
How
again.
do you do with the motion sickness, all that stuff?
I was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was all right.
All right, you're good.
I used a little, a better performance through some
Use
chemistry.
whatever you got to use.
Absolutely. So
There you go.
I made sure it was an enjoyable experience.
Maybe I'll bid on that. We'll just watch football or something.
Come
Forget
on.
about the fishing.
There you go.
All right, Sean Lewis, Aztecs head coach. We'll continue with more for the Coryell Classic here at Riverwalk on the other side on Schaefer and Sliwa. Thanks, Coach. Schaefer and Sliwa here from Riverwalk. We are here for the Don Coryell Classic. Just caught up with Sean Lewis. By the way, we should mention that was really fun to connect with Sean Lewis. We have great giveaways today. We'll give away tickets to see Santana. We'll do that coming up in the next hour of the show. In the 4 o'clock hour, we'll give away Santana tickets. Then we have Motley Crue tickets we can give away today as well. Jayden Denegal, Aztec quarterback, will join us. Lucky Sutton is going to swing by. It is last year, Alan, we were here. We didn't have great weather. Might have been a little rainy. It was cool. It was overcast. It had that May Gray feel to it a little bit.
Mike brought us sunshine.
I think you brought us sunshine because Mike was here last year. I was here last year. The only person that wasn't is you.
All right, I'll take
the credit. Take the credit.
Let me just say this real quick about Coach. Man, again, this is somebody that is just kind of getting thrown into the mix. Of course, over the years, I'm following Aztec football, but he's the perfect guy for San Diego State University right now. I genuinely believe that. And, the way they all talk, and you could be, if you're 3-9, it's tough for them to say, hey, we're here to win the Pac-12 championship, and we're going to try to get into that college football playoff, and we'll see what happens if the college football playoff opens and everything else goes to 16, whatever it does. Mm-hmm. But they went 9-4 last year. Yep. I mean, they were legit last season. I mean, it more than anybody else because you're calling all the games. There is genuine opportunity for the program, and I'm excited about it. And being around Sean Lewis, I think it was awesome. Awesome.
It is. We're gonna have Lucky Sutton join us in a handful of minutes. Should he hop on right now?
Come on in. Get in here, man.
Get in here, Lucky. Appreciate you joining us. We're gonna get him situated here with the headset.
What's up, Lucky? How are you, man? Good.
What's going on, Lucky? Good to see you again. Yeah. There we go. All right, Lucky Sutton, Aztec tailback, back for a final season on the Mesa with us right now. Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760. First of all, this is a big time of year. Obviously, spring football. You've got the spring game tomorrow. How have the last couple of weeks played out as you prepare for this upcoming fall?
The last few weeks have been really great for the team. Just bringing a lot of new guys and bringing the culture to them has been very important for this offseason and this spring. And I think all the new guys that came in have done a terrific job so far. And, we can't wait to display what we got this spring game.
So, Lucky, you're from San Diego.
Yes, sir.
And same here. So we always feel like I got a connection when somebody's born and raised in SD. You're here representing, obviously, San Diego State University. Man, there's nothing better. Anytime you watch college football, you watch the Aztecs, and you see somebody is from San Diego representing the city. What do you say? If there's high school kids out there that are kind of thinking where they're going to go to college, or they're a couple years away, or their parents are listening, what's it like to represent San Diego State University and be from San Diego?
It just means a lot. I just always wanted to, represent the city in a really great light, and there's no better place to do that than here at home. And I feel like everybody that's like going through the recruiting process and all that, we're doing things, turning around the program, and everything's heading in the right direction. And don't be afraid to come stay home.
I go back to a year ago, and I think about a year ago around this time, Chris Johnson decided he was coming back, mm-hmm. right? There was a spring portal window at that time. Sean Lewis was just talking about it, right? So there was more movement this time of year. And Chris Johnson decided he was coming back, and it set off like a series of movement to retain a lot of those players, including on the defensive side. Obviously, you returned last year as well to San Diego State. But what was it about this year? You might have been the first person to publicly recommit to Sean Lewis and San Diego State, coming off an amazing year. Obviously, one of the top years in America. You were a Doak Walker finalist last year as one of the top handful of running backs in the country. What was it about recommitting, and why did you do it so early?
I think, just the program is, like I said, it's heading in the right direction, but also the job wasn't finished. We had a good season last year, but, it wasn't up to our standard and what we could have put out for the city. So I just wanted to, finish that mission and finish the climb this year and keep on climbing and, do even better than last year. And I felt like we didn't do that last year.
Okay, what is that in your eyes, and probably the coaching staff and everything else? What is that standard? What is it? If you said it was unfinished business last year, kind of describe what that goal and that accomplishment would be this season to make last season feel more a step in the right direction.
I feel like just we were 9-3 at one point and had the opportunity to come home and play in the championship game.
Sure.
Every time we played at home, we were undefeated, and just missing that opportunity just like really was a heartache for us. And, definitely getting to that championship is one thing we need to do. And it takes a lot, but we're willing to do that work and we're prepared for that.
In a weird way, does that loss and not getting a chance to come back to San Diego State and have, now you have computer metrics determining who's going to be in it? In a weird way, could that be? I mean, it sounds like that's almost like a driving force for you, that was the scenario. And sometimes it takes L's to eventually get the W that you want. How much has that played into a factor?
No, it definitely did play into a factor. Like we shouldn't have even left it up to the computers. We should handle business, especially last year. But now we learned those lessons and we're ready to take those on this year.
San Diego State running back Lucky Sutton back for his final college year on the Mesa with us right now, Schaefer and Sliwa. You're coming off a year where you rushed for 1,300 yards. You went for 150 yards against Boise State in that home win. Again, I mentioned the fact that you're a Doak Walker finalist. How do you see the growth of your game? Like, what is an area or two where you feel like you still personally can grow, and how can that impact the team in a positive way?
Yes, sir, definitely. I would say that just my receiving game. I would say I would want to just be another factor in that way. And I've been doing it really well in this offseason and working on that and working on my routes and all that. So that's something to look out for this year. And just to do a little bit more. I feel like I could have done a lot more than I already did. And a lot of people say like I had a Doak Walker semi-finalist year, but I just wanted to do even more and help my team win.
What are you hoping for? Final one from me. What are you hoping for? When we look at Snapdragon Stadium and I'm sure, again, that you're a proud San Diegan. You want to have as many people come out and support you guys. And when you have a record, like you mentioned, you guys went undefeated at home. What would you like this upcoming season to look like on a home game basis that not only is the product, you guys are doing what you're doing, but from a city perspective to support a winning product like you guys had last season?
I feel like everybody from San Diego just, come to our games to have a great experience, but also just be proud of what we are doing here in San Diego and just representing the city. It's just the fans are a huge factor to that. And then we have to produce on the field, obviously, but I just want that to be a great experience for all the fans every time they come out to the game.
You guys are producing on the field, so
no doubt
yes,
about
sir.
it.
Yeah.
Final one, Lucky, before you go, just being a tailback out of San Diego State with the lineage that has played here from Marshall Faulk through Ronnie Hillman to Pumphrey, Penny, those that are in the running back room right now with you, that some of which are out of San Diego County like they were a year ago as well. How much pride is there being a running back at a school that has produced so many running backs at the next level?
It's definitely, I would say, like we on our running back room, we have live to the standard. And it's Donnell Pumphrey, Marshall Faulk, and all those guys, and that's just something we try to live by every single day. And that's definitely why I came back and why I committed to San Diego State in the first place, is just to live to that standard and leave that legacy behind. So every single day we try to put in the work, and we have to practice like that to leave that legacy behind.
Well, there's going to be running backs in a couple years where your name's there too, and they're going to be saying the same thing. So,
no doubt. Lucky, appreciate you taking time for us, and we will see you tomorrow on the Mesa.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lucky. Stuff. Lucky Sutton, Jayden Denegal, his quarterback, will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get to the wrap in the 4 p.m. hour. We'll give away Santana tickets as well. Hour 2 of Schaefer and Sliwa next on San Diego Sports 760.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. The Padres are getting set to start their series against the White Sox down at Petco Park. It's going to be Noah Schultz going for Chicago and Herman Marquez going for the Friars. First pitch is set for 6:40. We have a couple more potential closeout games in the first round of the NBA playoffs tonight. Coming up here in about 5 to 10 minutes, we got Pistons at Magic. At 4:30, we got Cavs at Raptors. And then right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 6:15, we've got Lakers Rockets game 6. Pregame starts at 6:15. The tip will be a little after 6:30. For victims of drunk and drugged driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You'll always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This hour of Schaefer and Sliwa is brought to you by Aztec Link,
an official NIL partner of San Diego State University.
Today we're live at the Coryell Classic Golf Tournament, benefiting San Diego State Aztecs football. Now it's Schaefer and Sliwa.
All right, hour 2 out here at the Coryell Classic. We are at Riverwalk here in Mission Valley, getting ready for San Diego State's spring game tomorrow, and we've got the Aztecs starting quarterback for year 2 on the Mesa, Jayden Denegal out of Southern California. Of course, won a national championship a couple of years ago at Michigan as well. With us here on San Diego Sports 760, home of the Aztecs. And Jayden, great to see you, man. How are you?
Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
How has your offseason gone? Because you've got yourself healthy, right? Because you had your shoulder worked on, but you're feeling good. And how does it feel to have your feet underneath you, so to speak, in year 2 with Sean Lewis here at San Diego State?
Yeah, absolutely. The game's just slowing down for me, and I'm super ecstatic for both my shoulders being healthy now with the fixing the labrum and the AC joint on the other side, and just getting a lot of timing down with these new receivers and all these new pieces that we have offensively, and continue building this team for this upcoming season. I'm super excited.
Jan, the fact that you have a national championship under your belt, like what is that? You can bring that experience. You could bring, obviously, coming to San Diego State University. I'm sure there's a lot of your players that you play with that are like, damn, this guy's got a national championship. How does that benefit your day-to-day, just being at the university, and obviously not just helping you, but helping some of these other players understand what it's like to be with that type of a winning program?
Absolutely. Yeah, just when I was there in 2024 and in 2023 when we actually won that national championship, just seeing J.J. McCarthy and how he went about his business throughout the season and even in the offseason, and seeing all those guys like Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, and I keep going, Will Johnson, Colson Lovin, like my roommates, like all those guys and that I was really close with, just seeing how they went about their business and how they upheld the standard of while you're in the building and how we do certain things and how we don't do certain things, like, and just keeping everybody accountable, keeping yourself accountable, and just kind of just gave me a blueprint. So now I can go do it for myself and just keep on pursuing our dreams of we want to go win this Pac-12 championship. So
Jayden Denegal with us right now on San Diego Sports 760. I think a lot of Aztec fans will feel similarly to what I'm about to say, which is what was so impressive about you last year is clearly you weren't healthy, yet you were on the field, which is easier said than done. It's easy for me to say that. It's hard to be out there and helping your team win. How much of a balancing act and how challenging was that? But at the end of the day, you were on the floor you were on the field for nearly every snap of the 2025 season.
Yeah, absolutely. Just my brothers, they needed me out there, and I gave our team the best shot to go win. So I figured that I would do anything that I was capable of to going out there and helping the team. And I just felt like I couldn't let my brothers down. You know, we put in a lot of hard work throughout the offseason, through spring and through fall, and I got hurt early on in the season, but I couldn't let everybody down. So I was like, I'm going to try and push through as best as I could and just keep on going.
What do you think that has prepared for you for this upcoming season? I mean, you go through that experience, like you said, I'm injured, but I'm still going to come out here, and you were talking about how you feel a lot better now. Mm-hmm. How exciting is this? You know, we're 4 months away. You get a chance, like you mentioned. The goal is to win a Pac-12 championship. Just to have that experience and to now be in a situation where hopefully health is behind you and it's nothing but greener pastures.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm super excited for this upcoming season, but that's how I've always been my whole life. You know, my dad's always said, you either hurt or you're injured. You know, if you're hurt, you can keep going. If you're injured, you can't go. So that's kind of how I've been my whole life. Like if I'm hurt, but I can keep going and I'm still a benefit to the team, I'm not a negative aspect out there on the team, or I'm not hurting the team or any type of way, then I'm going to go regardless. So that's just kind of how my parents raised me, to be honest.
Jayden, it appears as if from the outside that there has never been more like skill talent at San Diego State, like the talent that surrounds you, whether it's in the backfield with Lucky Sutton and that group, to obviously on the perimeter, whether it's tight ends or receivers. Obviously, Bert Emanuel, who was in the quarterback room last year with you, is now a receiver as well. What's it been like early on to work with this newer group of receivers, some returnees as well? It feels like the sky's the limit.
Yeah, the sky definitely is the limit, and my job is to get the ball to those playmakers' hands. You know, we got guys everywhere, Lucky Sutton, we got Javon Kenner, we got Bert out there, we got Jordan Napier, Jacob Aztec, we got Donovan Brown, we got Justice Lowe, we got Nate Acevedo. We got so many talent guys, and my job this year is just to efficiently get the ball to their hands and let them go be great. You know, not taking sacks, keeping explosive plays, limiting turnover, and just get this offense completely rolled, be in full command. That's my ultimate job this year.
We were talking to Lucky Sutton, and you know, he mentioned last season losing that game, that final game where you guys could have been here and represented potentially the Mountain West Conference Championship here. But there's benefits to that in a way. And he was talking about how it's driving him. It's driving some of these guys that are coming back to San Diego State University. What does you look back at that game and you guys take the L in New Mexico? How can that game, or how has that game motivated some of you guys, you specifically? How can a loss end up being a W just by not wanting that feeling again, or feeling like you missed an opportunity? How can that be an effect this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, that game is going to be a stable point for San Diego State and just this upcoming season. Like, that game we didn't finish, like in the totality of it. Like, we put ourselves in position to be in that game, even though we had tons of mistakes throughout that game. We didn't finish. Like, offensively we didn't finish. Defensively we gave up 2 4th and long touchdowns. Like, offensively we got down and had a chance to go win the game, and we had 3 false starts. Like, we didn't finish. So I think that game will be like the blueprint, the staple of like, hey, this is what we did last year, so let's go finish this year. Like, the false starts in practice, like, that means a lot to us. You know, we jump off sides in practice. Like, we got scars from jumping off sides. Like, we could have been in the Mountain West Championship last year if we didn't jump off sides. So just the small lessons that we got from that game is going to continue to drive us for this year, and we won't go out like that again, for sure.
Jayden Denegal, San Diego State starting quarterback, with us right now, home of the Aztecs, Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760. I'm sure you feel similar to the idea that things happen for reasons. You start your career at Michigan, and now you're back nearer a hometown. You're in Southern California. What has it been like for you, not just on the football field, but away from it as well? It's got to be somewhat surreal. You're near friends and family. You're playing at San Diego State. It happens for a reason, right? That you're back home, so to speak.
Absolutely, and I love the city of San Diego and my parents being so close to me. They come up to every game, my mom and my dad, and me being able to go home to my mom's house, or me being able to go to my dad's house has just been a blessing. And all my other family members that have been able to come support me while they weren't at my other institution. But I love the great city of San Diego, and I'm glad to be back and representing California and being back home for sure.
Where are you getting that jacket from, man?
Where
is it?
Yeah, I know.
Jacket right there.
Our recruiting coordinator gave it to me right when I showed up. I've been wearing it all day.
Are you excited for the opportunity to play in LA? I mean, you'll play at UCLA. I don't know if you were there with Michigan, had played actually in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we played at the Rose Bowl.
You played.
Yeah.
All right, so you have an opportunity to play at the Rose Bowl. That's got to be unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
This fall, right?
Yeah, I'm excited, and I know a lot of guys on that UCLA team. Yeah, so, I'm super excited to go to war with those guys early on in the season.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, obviously you have Snapdragon Stadium, and we've all been to the Rose Bowl, but what's it like playing in the Rose Bowl? The history that Pasadena, and obviously we know a lot of those, not just the Rose Bowl games where they played national championship games.
Sure.
What's it like playing there?
Yeah, I mean, I always talk to anybody that asks me about that. It, like, in the moment, it felt like I was a part of like those iconic college football games. Like, when you see like a couple years ago, like you see Georgia and Bama playing in the Sugar Bowl. Like, that's literally what it felt like. We were the Michigan and Alabama in the Rose Bowl, the sun setting. It's perfectly half blue and maize. It's half red and white. Like, it felt surreal to be there and get to be a part of that experience, and just seeing those guys, how they handled themselves and came out victorious in that game. But just it'd be an honor to go back and actually get on the field and be able to do some work on the Rose Bowl field.
Jayden, we're excited for you, man. Thanks for spending some time with us. Spring football game tomorrow on the Mesa. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be out there, but best of luck with the finish to spring and the start of fall camp.
Best jacket in the business.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you, Jayden. Appreciate
talking to you.
Jayden Denegal, again, back home in Southern California with San Diego State. All right, we'll get to the wrap on the other side. We've got Santana tickets to give away as well. Stay with us, Schaefer and Slee with San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Schaefer and Sliwa on San Diego Sports 760 from Riverwalk Golf Club. It is the Coryell Classic supporting San Diego State football. By the way, silent auction underway now at azteclink.com. When is that closing, by the way? Do we know when that's closing?
I think we still got about 4 hours or so.
Okay,
let's get in there.
Okay. So you can bid from anywhere. You don't have to be at this golf event right now. You can bid from anywhere. Support San Diego State football. Some amazing auctions going on right now. AztecLink.com. We have with us right now San Diego State General Manager Caleb Davis, his second year on the Mesa with San Diego State. I remember a year ago, we're kind of talking off air, and Sean Lewis mentioned this earlier. A year ago, we had a spring portal window during this event. There's no more spring portal windows, thankfully, in college football. I'm sure you can breathe a little easier this time around, right?
Yes, much easier. A year ago, yeah, I was trying to retain as many guys as possible. But I was also probably took 40 phone calls out by hole 8 where we're hanging out, just getting ready, setting up visits. So thank God we're not dealing with that this year. We got who we got, and now it's time to roll.
The college landscape, to say the least, is actively changing. Define for a lot of people out there, maybe don't fully understand general manager's role at San Diego State University. What exactly does that mean? And what is your day-to-day?
Absolutely. So the day-to-day changes based off the calendar. So everyone thinks of general manager and like the negotiating, the allocating money, that's a big piece of it. But really what I spend more day-to-day on is just relationship building. And that's with anyone from our coaches to high school coaches to recruits, but also to people across campus and alumni and donors. Like that's where I spend the most part of my day is just relationship building with anyone you can imagine and kind of getting our brand out there, getting my face out there and making sure we're just connecting with the right people the right way.
This offseason, I mean, every offseason in college football is unique, but I think about this year where you've had obviously the caliber of players that graduated. You have someone like Chris Johnson obviously heading to the NFL, others that are going to be in mini camps. You have other players that obviously have entered the portal like they will at every program in the country, whether it's San Diego State or Notre Dame or Michigan. So what was the recruitment process like throughout the course of the winter? I remember at one point Sean Lewis said these 6 weeks this winter will determine how good we're going to be next fall. So what was that period like at the end of the year?
Absolutely. You know, I like to first take a step back and realize like these relationship building, these honest conversations, they start now. Like we're building relationship with guys on the team now, so we're able to retain them 6-8 months from now. So again, there was a lot of honest conversations as soon as bye weeks hit or after the New Mexico game and just prepping before the bowl game. So that way, again, even if someone was willing or ready to leave, we had a backup plan ready to roll. We had a list ready to cultivate. So again, like it's a lot of that's where I point back to relationship building with the current guys on the team to make sure they don't want to go. And that's where we were really blessed and fortunate to retain 21 out of 25 kids that played at least 200 snaps for us. And, at 84%, like that's one of the top 10 in the country that then helps us cultivate culture year to year and success year to year. And that's the bright side of today's college football that, again, I think people like to sit there and reminisce on the bad sides of it. But again, we're able to go recruit kids that we never had the ability to go get, whether that's out of the portal or kids in high school that might be getting overlooked that now want to come to San Diego State. The options are all open. We just got to be creative, innovative, and aggressive enough to capitalize on it.
Can you take us a little bit behind the scenes when you say you had that much of a success rate of bringing guys back? Why is that? How come you guys had that much success? What is it that you guys were able to do that might be a little bit unique and different in building the culture that you guys are trying to build?
I think number one, it just starts with Coach Lewis. Like he is one of, if not the greatest culture builders in college football, to where, again, even the kids that do leave, they don't want to. Like it might be a decision that they think is best for them, but you even see kids that, we had a all-conference player hit the portal and still decide to come back because he saw the negative effects of what the portal can do, and he realized he wasn't going to be cared for and loved for the same way he will in this building with us. So again, it all starts with the culture that Coach Lewis builds, and again, these kids they want to be here. They understand everyone's market value is higher elsewhere, the same way Coach Lewis's is or mine. You put our names out in the coaching transfer portal, yeah, we can have higher offers elsewhere, but it's the same with the kids. And that's the cool thing about cultivating a culture and a building to where these kids don't want to leave. And again, it's the day-to-day, it's every day. These kids love being here.
Yeah, which who doesn't love being here? Obviously in San Diego. Caleb Davis with us right now, San Diego State's football general manager entering year 2. I look at the Pac-12, this new iteration of the Pac-12 that kicks off in just a couple of months. correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like from a resource perspective, there are a lot of similarities, which then provides an opportunity for a school like San Diego State to be at the forefront at the top of the league year in and year out. Is that fair to say that the league is similarly resourced, which gives all these programs, including San Diego State, a chance to be at the top of it?
Absolutely. And I think that's the benefit of us being in a major city like San Diego. Like, we've got all the ability in the world to cultivate on the greatest city in America with an alumni base where 1 out of 7 degree holding individuals in the city of San Diego are San Diego State grads. And again, that's the cool thing. That's the unique thing, that if we are innovative enough and if we are visionaries, we can dominate the Pac-12 for years to come. And the great thing about the Pac-12 is we win the conference, we're in the playoffs. And that's where the moment we can turn San Diego State into perennial playoff contending program, it's over for everyone else. And that's what I believe in. That's where, again, this future, this vision, the role of the GM is about positioning us 3 to 5 years from now to be a dominant force in college football and college athletics in general. And that's what fires me up every day.
Well, I'll tell you this, and you're firing up probably a lot of listeners, including myself, but I think there's the potential, and, I grew up here in San Diego. I went to San Diego State University, and it's like, and maybe it's as simple as what you just said. You win that Pac-12 a couple of times, and that's it. You've got everybody. How important is it just for somebody that didn't go to San Diego State University, somebody that is just, they might be born and raised in San Diego and they love football, whatever. They might love the NFL. They love professional football. How important is it to try to touch those that are not alums but are San Diegans, and how big of an opportunity do you think that is?
I think that's one of the greatest things about this opportunity right now is that we are San Diego's football team. As much as we're all ho-hum about the Chargers not being here anymore, like, San Diego State is the city of San Diego's professional football team, and now it's time to capitalize on it. And that's the last piece of the puzzle that I believe in. Like, when you look at this staff, I believe we have the best staff in the conference. I believe we've got the best support staff from a recruiting perspective. I think we've got some of the best visionaries in this conference, and I think we've got the best players. Now, the last piece of that is to make sure we have the best home field environment in the entire conference. And when we pack Snapdragon Stadium, when we sell out Snapdragon Stadium, again, that's another piece of the puzzle that now forms the complete picture to where, again, the playoff picture, everything that follows suit, it's just a unique opportunity that we've never had before, and that if we cultivate on and we capitalize on, we have a chance to turn San Diego State athletics into something that nobody even thought was possible.
Final one for me is just on today's event. Beautiful day, community support, obviously. The silent auction going on right now as well. How important is an event like this in terms of providing resources for this football program moving forward?
It's huge because, it gives back to Aztec Link, the collective, which are still a huge component into what we do every single day. But it's also so great because it's another event that we can get Coach Lewis, the players, the fans out there with alumni, with donors, and with people that just want to support. So I just think there's so much value that this city can do for us by bidding in the silent auction, and there's so much that we can give back just by being here and celebrating Aztec football together.
Great stuff. Silent auction at azteclink.com. I'm sorry, what would you be bidding
answered.
What would you be bidding on, Caleb? Are you deep sea fishing with Sean Lewis? Are you Sonoma wine tasting?
Maybe a little Maui action?
Yeah.
Maybe you could call this a little egotistical, but there's a little day in the life with the GM.
Oh, day in the life with the GM is on here.
But no, if I was bidding, I'd probably have to take that fishing trip with Coach Lewis. That's a special one-on-one. You can't buy many opportunities like that. So
awesome.
That's a good one. Obviously, the day in the life of the GM. That's I'm as open and willing as anyone wants me to be. So shoot, you can't go wrong with any of the.
There's a ton of great stuff on here. Again, you can find it at azteclink.com. Earlier today, I tweeted something out as well at John Schaefer. This is underway and will end at 8 p.m. tonight. The silent auction. Supporting San Diego State football. Caleb, awesome to see you.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
great
Caleb
to meet
Davis, San Diego State's football GM. We'll come back with the wrap. We're giving away Santana tickets this hour as well. Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Padres and White Sox are getting set for game one of their series tonight down at Petco Park. It's going to be Noah Schultz going for Chicago and Herman Marquez going for San Diego. First pitch is set for 6:40. We have a couple more potential closeout games in the first round of the NBA playoffs tonight. Right now, with about 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, we're all tied at 20 in Orlando between the Magic and the Pistons. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll have the tip of Cavaliers at Raptors. And right here on San Diego Sports 760, starting at 6:15, we got Lakers Rockets Game 6. Pregame coverage begins, like I said, at 6:15. We'll have the tip a little after 6:30. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at crohnscolitisfoundation.org.
All right, we're going to get to the wrap in about 60 seconds. We do want to remind you, though, we're giving away tickets to see Santana as part of Live Nation's Summer of Live. We'll do it in the next 10 minutes. Be listening to win tickets to see Santana with the Doobie Brothers, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. This is August 11th this summer. Live Nation Summer of Live. All in $30 tickets to this show and more going on now through May 5th at livenation.com. We'll get back to the Padres as well, but we've had some really fascinating conversations, whether it's Sean Lewis or Caleb Davis, some of the student athletes as well.
I'm going to Snapdragon right after this.
What are you going to do there?
Go. I'm not sure. Not
the Wave plays
sure.
Sunday.
That's right. They play Sunday. But no.
And SCFC plays tomorrow.
Just getting. Oh, by the way, badass! What a perfect weekend.
Yeah,
you get the little Petco action with the Padres, and
spring football at SDSU.
Spring football, San Diego State baseball, trying to go 9 in a row tomorrow night. Some of these conversations, again, you've done this. You've done such a phenomenal job on the San Diego State front, but some of these conversations with a few of these folks, I mean, they really genuinely, and I know this has been a San Diego State basketball town, but I think the opportunity on the football side, I feels like we're in great hands, and I'm looking forward to what not just this upcoming year, but these next couple of years could be for SDSU football, and specifically at Snapdragon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. And again, the Aztecs in the first year of the new Pac-12 here this fall. Excited for that. And of course, you can hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760
and
I
will call out your asses if you guys don't go to the games, because we do need a sold-out Snapdragon Stadium.
We do. I'll be there.
Coming for all
don't
you guys.
Call me out. I will
be there. No, not you.
Okay.
How about everybody else?
Okay, so we're giving away Santana tickets in the next 10 minutes. We're at the Coryell Classic here at Riverwalk, but right now let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Are the Aztecs the preseason favorite to win the new Pac-12?
Yeah, break that down for us, Alan.
All right. Well, first, let me say this, Brent. Good to hear your voice, man. I feel like Brent's long away from where we are right now.
I know. Well, not too far.
Okay, so listen. In all honesty, listening to a couple of these guys, Lucky Sutton, listening to Jayden talk about it, I think that loss against New Mexico, that might have been one of the best things that happens to this university. And what I'm referring to there is all of them sounded like they're motivated for that loss. They feel like they should have been playing for a Mountain West Conference. I'm saying San Diego State wins it this year. And listen, I know Boise State's going to be incredible because they always are. I'll go San Diego State. Let's do it.
Well, I like the attitude. I do think San Diego State will have as good of a chance as anyone in the league to win it in year one of the new Pac-12. My guess is Boise, from a preseason favorite perspective,
they will be the favorite. Sure.
Will be the favorite because in the Mountain West, I think they were favored in each of their last 15 or 20 years. It's been forever,
and they should.
Boise hasn't been favored, and they won the Mountain West last year.
Give them all the credit in the world.
They beat them at Snapdragon Stadium. Aztecs have to go there, by the way, this year as well. But I'm with you. I think San Diego State is right there. My guess would be, because of what's played out over the last 2 decades, Boise State will be the favorite. But I wouldn't be surprised if San Diego State was picked to finish second entering the fall of 2026.
All right, just go win one in Boise State. That's all you got to do.
Win one in Boise on the blue. That's easy, right? They've actually won there a couple of times here in the last decade. Next question.
Now, hopefully you do better than you did yesterday. Which of the 3 NBA series that are going on tonight is most likely to end tonight?
Okay, so I think what Brent's referring to is my 0 for 36 in my predictions over this last week. I've been so bad at the NBA playoffs.
No, we both had Hawks. Did they win last? They were up 6-4.
Hawks had I think at one point had a 2-point lead, and then New York went on an 80-8 run.
Close.
So other than that,
63-11.
yeah. Other than that, okay. Of the final game, so you got Pistons in Orlando. You have Cavs trying to close it out against the Raptors. You got Lakers trying to close it out against the Rockets. I say Cavs most likely to close it out. No, I take that back. Lakers are ending their series against the Houston Rockets on the road.
All right, you're going to take the Lakers.
Yeah, got the Lakers.
But I'm not going to take that because if it doesn't happen, then we're both definitely wrong.
But I genuinely think Lakers will win. I think Ingram's not playing in this Raptors-Cavs game, if I'm correct on that.
Okay.
He is not.
I'm going to take, you know what? I'm taking the Magic at home. Nobody just walks into Orlando. The Magic play.
Yep.
And walks out of there with a win, although teams have done that this year. I'm going to take the Magic at home. They're through the first quarter, by the way. Magic and Pistons, game 6. Magic can close it out. 26-25 Detroit. I'll take Magic at home tonight to close it out.
Magic a chance.
How about that?
Number 8. By the way,
you
they're
got to
better
win it
than
tonight. You're in Orlando, you got to win it tonight.
Yeah, and Orlando has not been impressive. Or, I'm sorry, Pistons haven't been impressive in the series at all.
Next question.
Was last night's Hawks loss the worst playoff loss in any sport ever?
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell. So any sport ever. Now I'm starting to think. I think of the Falcons up against the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's right. But what were they up? 28-3. 28-3. Like
second half.
Not only were the Atlanta Falcons just on their way to win an effing Super Bowl, they had to be so idiotic in that process to lose that game. Just, play calling and everything else. That to me is so much more devastating than the Atlanta Hawks losing a series that they're not supposed to win. I know it was a blowout. I know it was ugly, but there's much worse losses than that.
Yeah, it depends on how you define worst. Or worse, you know what I mean? Because 100% there have been more excruciating or bad defeats in the history of the postseason.
Is this more just like a blowout?
In terms of just getting punched in the mouth 5 seconds into a fight, they basically got punched in the mouth 5 seconds into a fight, and the fight was called 14 seconds in. And that was it. Because when you allow a 63-11 run on your home floor in the elimination game, I've never heard of that either. I'm with you. There are worse losses in the history of postseason sports, obviously. But this is up there in terms of just flat out awful. Just pathetic is what I would say. Yes, have there been more excruciating losses or leads blown? The Music City Miracle comes to mind back in the day. They're 30-point lead or whatever. But this was really bad for the Atlanta Hawks. Next question.
The biggest blowout in NFL in the Super Bowl era, by the way, was the 99 AFC divisional game. The Jaguars beat the Dolphins 62-7.
They did?
You were at that game, weren't you?
Yes.
The Jags-Dolphins game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. All right, next question.
62-7.
What about baseball postseason? I mean, clearly there's been a 14-0 game somewhere in there.
Of course.
Something.
Yeah.
It's baseball. That's going to happen. All right, next question.
Would you guys sign up for a 500 record for the Padres this month?
500 record. So you walk into June, 8 games over 500.
Yep.
I'm going to say no. And I'm not even asking for too much. I think what did we say? There's 28 games in the month of May. I think I'm not asking for much here. I'm just asking for a simple 15 and 13, and I'm a happy camper.
Okay.
Listen, you go 2 games over 500. You beat these series. We talked about the Chicago White Sox. This is definitely one of those series that you should take 2 or 3 from. You're not asking for anything crazy here. And they got off to such a great start that even if they do go for 15 and 13, you're 10 games over 500 coming into June. You probably still have one of the best records in Major League Baseball. So not 500, but I'm also not expecting them to do what they did in the first 30 days.
Yeah, I like that angle, which is I think they're capable of playing better than 500, but they don't need to go 19-9, for example, in these 28 games. But I'm with you. A couple of games over 500 goes a long way. You enter June well-positioned in the National League. Now, the reason you might sign up for it is what if a month that's the opposite of the month you just had? I mean, you could go – are you going to sneeze? You could go 9-19. You could go, 10-17. So I'd be tempted to take it because they'd be in fine shape either way. But I think they're capable of playing better than that.
That was like a pump fake. No,
you didn't even sneeze.
You almost called me out on it. My sneeze just took off.
It stopped.
Took off.
I want to hear from Craig Stammen. We'll try to do that between now and 6 p.m. But we did promise you Santana tickets. And if you call right now and you are caller 6, you are going to see Santana on August 11th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. An amazing giveaway. 2 free tickets to see Santana right here in San Diego. Just call 877-767-4760 and be caller 6 right now. 877-767-4760, caller 6. You are going to see Santana, Live Nation Summer of Live, Santana with the Doobie Brothers, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 11th. It's Live Nation Summer of Live, all in $30 tickets to this show and more, now through May 5th at livenation.com. Again, the number to call, be caller 6 to 877-767-4760. We're at Riverwalk until 6 p.m., getting you ready for a weekend Padres series and for the Aztec spring game as well, coming up tomorrow on the Mesa here on Schaefer and Slee with San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Schaefer and Sliwa continues from Riverwalk here in Mission Valley. Great event, the Coryell Classic. It is great to be out here for a second consecutive year. Just a spectacular venue for something like this. And great to catch up right now for a few minutes with Derek Frederick. He's the GM of Riverwalk, and he's with us right now on San Diego Sports 760. Derek, good to see you, and thanks for having us out here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited that we're live from the Aztec Link Coryell Classic.
So tell us about this event specifically, and other events that you get involved with the community. This must be pretty beneficial to have it out here at Riverwalk.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really big one. We have 144 golfers on the course today. It's a full field shotgun, and there's sponsors at every hole, and the energy is just absolutely electric here today.
Couldn't have asked for a better day. I guess that's SD in general. One of my favorite things about this golf course, I love the proximity of where it's located, right in the heart of San Diego. Just for those who haven't got a chance to come out to Riverwalk in the past, or maybe they haven't come in a while, why should they come out to Riverwalk? Give us just kind of some of the amenities outside and on top of the golf course.
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling very grateful right now to be sitting on the terrace in this beautiful San Diego weather, looking over the course with both of you. I'm a second-generation San Diego native, and I used to golf here with my father when I was a senior in high school and in the early 2000s. So it's a real full-circle moment right now to be sitting here as a GM talking to San Diego Sports 760 about the Aztec Link Coryell Classic at Riverwalk. One thing I do want to address with listeners and San Diegans is Riverwalk's here to stay and serve for the next 10 years. Many people don't realize that the 18 holes are still here, and we're seeing some of the best course conditions we've ever seen in the history.
All right, so that is good to know for our listeners because it's so centrally located. You don't have to drive, 45 minutes or go to another county, obviously, to play. You can do it right here in Mission Valley. So for our listeners, again, you're going nowhere. You're going to be here for a decade plus, and you can get to Riverwalk at your convenience year-round.
I mean, everywhere in San Diego is 20 minutes from here, whether in North County, downtown, Chula Vista, it's 20 minutes to get here. And we're more than just a golf course and driving range. We're currently broadcasting from our event space on the patio that overlooks the golf course. And we host events from all sizes: weddings, business meetings, banquets, celebrations of life, first birthdays, like you name it, we do it. And obviously, we're the best course to host a golf tournament. SDSU's having an incredible time on the golf today. But we have packages of all sizes. They're a huge tournament, 144 golfers. But we do like bachelor parties for 16. We do all sizes of events and tournaments, and our on-site team handles it all for them. So that, we're looking at the bar right now. A lot of the team is hanging out at the bar instead of work grinding it out on the course, running their tournament.
There you go.
All right. So, Derek, we appreciate you having us out here. Again, the Coryell Classic underway once again at Riverwalk. Anything else you want our listeners to know about how you use this facility or about the golf course out here in Mission Valley? Sunset Grill, you got inside.
I mean, don't wait to come to a tournament like SDSU. Like, if you want to come here, our website's riverwalkgc.com. You can book a tee time there. You can ask about our event space, private events and tournaments, and we'll get back to you right away. Or go to our Instagram, riverwalkgc, and we'll DM you back if you email us. So just come on out and see us.
Where'd you go to high school?
Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second generation San Diego native. My mom went to Kearney.
Oh, phenomenal. I went to Granite Hills.
Right
Granite
on.
Hills High School.
Yeah.
Very good stuff, Derek. We appreciate you having us. And again, for our listeners, make sure to check them out. You know where they are here in Mission Valley, Riverwalk. Get here if you're a golfer in San Diego, which is basically everyone other than me. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate you, my friend.
Right on, guys.
Derek Frederick,
Appreciate you.
GM
Thank you very much.
Here at Riverwalk. We're here until 6 p.m., by the way. Sam Popper is going to swing by at 5:30. He works with Caleb Davis and Sean Lewis in San Diego State's front office, so to speak. Padres playing tonight, as we've talked a little bit about as well. We hope to hear from Craig Stammen between now and 6 p.m. And we have another giveaway, by the way, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We have Motley Crue tickets to give away here today. But what a spectacular setting and day to be outside in the community, talking San Diego State football, interacting with people from Riverwalk and with SDSU. It's been a spectacular day.
It's phenomenal. This exactly, I know this is more selfishly you and I to be out and about a little bit.
Oh,
we
great.
want more of this. And we got more of these coming. We'll keep, obviously, listeners in tune to it. But over the next couple of months, we'll try to get out more. But you can't beat this. Any part of San Diego, you can't beat it. But right in the heart of SD like this is beautiful.
I am looking forward to, we're broadcasting, by the way, tomorrow from 1 to 3 from San Diego State, from the spring game, which gets underway at 2, although activities will start at 1. We're on the air from 1 to 3, and we'll have guests with us and maybe you'll hear some of our conversations from the last week or so, like with Chris Johnson.
That's right. That's right. Right before he was drafted. Yes.
But I do think that experience tomorrow for Aztec fans, free event, by the way, on the practice fields, is pretty unique because it's not at Snapdragon Stadium, which is a great facility. But this is like an more intimate experience tomorrow because you're basically going to be like, field pass. You're field passing the spring game tomorrow if you come on out. They have all kinds of kids activities. There's a baseball game later in the day as well. But you get up close and personal is the point tomorrow.
Yeah. Listen, I think we all know what the Padres have been able to do, and that's a place to be at. Here's the beauty right now in San Diego, and I think San Diego State football and San Diego State University is offering a lot of this, and I think tomorrow's a great example of it. Just like you decide, hey, I want to do something with the family. I want to take the kids out somewhere, something along those lines. Consider an event like this. Like this is a perfect opportunity to take out the family, to spend a Saturday afternoon. So there's different ways to get your kids tired and everything else. Bring them out to San Diego State.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, because Sean talked about this. Sean Lewis talked about what they have going on. It's basically like a carnival tomorrow with their spring game. I see it scrolling on a banner, but I mean, they have kids activities and they've got food trucks and they've got like a beer garden.
100%.
The point is they have something for every, if you're a football fan, amazing. You can watch some of the stars that you're going to see on Saturdays this fall, but maybe you're just looking for some family entertainment that's affordable, AKA free. So no better, way to spend a Saturday afternoon than on the Mesa.
Did you figure out what you're bidding on? You said you were looking.
No, I mean, what do you think?
Why do you always look at the most expensive stuff to bid on?
No, I mean, everything I'm looking at is under $100,000. I'm just kidding. I don't know what to bid on. I'd like to bid on something. I'm serious.
Give me one or two that just so we can get some of the listeners.
I'll give you a really good one, by the way. It's not just San Diego State football items. You've got the Lamont Butler, the shot. Frame collectible, which was brought to you by Aztec Link, by the way. So that is still available. You've got,
your angle might have been the best of Lamont Butler, but yes,
that's right. You said from the court side. You get like a SDSU game week experience you can bid on, which is really cool. There's everything, dude. 7 nights in Maui. Who's turning that down? Not you or I.
Yeah, and so it's not just, I think that's another thing to point out. It's not just sports memorabilia. All this is obviously going to the benefit of San Diego State football, obviously through Aztec Link. So not only can you capitalize on some phenomenal things to bid on, but it's also going to the right place.
What about UCLA road game travel package?
I like
tickets, tailgate for 8 people in Pasadena
at the Rose Bowl.
So,
and if you end up buying that, you need some suggestions on Pasadena. I got you.
If you end up buying that and want Alan to go with you,
I'm telling you,
I could be one of his 8.
Every restaurant you could think. I got you on the Pasadena front.
All right, so check that out. Go to azteclink.com. Silent auction underway from now until 8 p.m. with the proceeds benefiting against San Diego State football. In the 5 o'clock hour, we will give away tickets to see Motley Crue, and that show will be in September 18th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Getting you ready for Padres and White Sox. White Sox are surging. They've won 7 of 10. Their manager, former Padre, Will Venable, in town. 3-game series getting underway tonight at Petco Park. More as well from the Coryell Classic here at Riverwalk. Hour 3 of Schaefer and Sliwa on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. The Padres and White Sox are getting set to start their series tonight down at Petco Park. It's going to be Noah Schultz going for the White Sox and German Marquez going for the Padres. First pitch is set for 6:40. We have 3 more potential closeout games in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Right now, with about 2.5 minutes to go in the first half, the Magic lead the Pistons 54-38. And in Toronto, with about 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's the Cavaliers up 26-22 over Toronto. Coming up here on San Diego Sports 760 at 6:15, we got Lakers Rockets game 6. Pregame coverage starts at 6:15. We'll have the tip a little bit after 6:30. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy.
This hour of Schaefer and Sliwa is brought to you by Aztec Link,
an official NIL partner of San Diego State University.
Today, we're live at the Coryell Classic Golf Tournament, benefiting San Diego State Aztecs football. Now, it's Schaefer and Sliwa.
All right, final hour here on San Diego Sports 760. Not forever.
This
but
is
for
it, everybody.
Today's show, we'll give away Motley Crue tickets this hour, and we'll have another guest from San Diego State football, their new associate GM, Sam Popper, who comes over from the University of Michigan. He was there the last couple of years. He was there when Jayden Denegal was at Michigan, the starting quarterback for the Aztecs. So Sam Popper will join us at 5:30. As we spend time at the Coryell Classic here at Riverwalk, we also keep our eyes on the opening of a 3-game series between the Padres and the White Sox that'll get underway at 6:40. Padres lineup is out, but a move has been made today as well that we haven't touched on. Jeremiah Estrada is back. Mm-hmm. David Morgan has been sent down. So Estrada has been activated for the Padres to kick off this weekend series downtown.
You were talking about it yesterday, which I think was probably a big surprise for a lot of listeners. I know the bullpen has not been as dependent, or walking into the season, it's like, hey, this is the best bullpen in baseball. It's not even close. And Mason Miller has done his job. Obviously, he's been phenomenal. But Jeremiah Estrada, that one went, I don't know how quiet it was, but we know that his velocity was coming down. Is he injured? Is he not? And now coming back, and we'll see how much he's able to help. But there is kind of a, that confidence that you've had, or the reputation that the Padres bullpen has had in the past. There's some holes right now. So to kind of get Estrada back in the mix, I'm sure is a big help. And you obviously need your starters to go further into games, and maybe they're just taxing their bullpen a little bit too much. But Maury Hone hasn't looked as clean as in the past. Kyle Hart has had some struggles. Wandy Peralta has had some moments. Clearly, Estrada, when he was with the Padres, had some struggles as well. So getting Estrada back is going to help no matter how you look at it.
Especially against the team. Here's what's interesting about the White Sox. They add a Japanese veteran slugger, Munetaka Murakami, who is rumored to potentially, or maybe the Padres are rumored to have interest.
There was interest.
He signed a very reasonable deal in the end. 2 years, $34 million. He's tied for the major league lead in homers hit. He's hit 12 home runs like Aaron Judge.
Who has the most homers on the Padres? Is it still Laureano, who I swear did it 2 weeks ago?
It's either someone with 4 or 5. Has anyone hit 5?
I don't think anybody's at 5.
I need to look it up.
Here's
the thing. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. The White Sox have 3 players with 6 or more home runs, and the Padres have 0. So the White Sox are a threat to, again, if you got like a soft middle of your bullpen, or if your starter's not going 5 innings, and they've won 7 of their last 10 games. And this is what we've talked at length about this. The one thing you love about the Padres is they're 19-11 and 11. The one thing you don't is if they do get to a postseason, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, if they're not showing you the power that they haven't shown you, over the last couple of years, how concerning is that going to be once you get into the postseason? But the Padres are led by Xander Bogaerts, who has hit 5 home runs. 5? Xander's hit 5. Laureano and Machado and Sheets
there you
have
go.
hit 4. So again,
12 would look like Babe Ruth right now. 12, compared to
add up Machado, Sheets, Laureano. That's 12.
Add Tatis in there too.
That's 12. Well said. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Same number. I'm just saying. Yeah, but I think there's look. Everybody that talks about the Padres, and I don't have an issue with this because I think there's a reason for it. everyone's a little surprised they jumped out to a 19-11 start. So I don't want to sound dramatic, but doesn't it feel like these next 30 games are going to tell you, or this next month is going to tell you, hey, this squad is legit, 8 games, 10 games over 500. They're going to compete in the NL, or they're going to kind of come back down to earth a little bit. Okay, I'll get even a little bit more dramatic, but with a smaller sample size. Is it just me, or does it feel like winning 2 or 3 of the White Sox is very important?
Yeah, it's funny because oftentimes in baseball you get so granular.
I know,
because they play every day. So you're like, oh my gosh,
2-5. They start off 2-5, and it was like Stammen's not the right manager.
Right. On one hand, they play every day, and on the other hand, they play every day, which means you can overcome not having a good day or 2 or 3 or 4. So I think all things considered, starting pitching injuries, the bullpen coming back to earth, and the lack of production from 3 of your core 4, Bogarts withstanding, thankfully, to start his year, you couldn't be more pleased. And there's reasons to believe that while they don't have to play 19-11, they can maintain a good clip because some of the things that have worked against them hopefully work to their advantage moving forward. Like Tatis being Tatis, or any version of himself better than this one, and so on and so forth. I think that's where hopefully it works to their advantage. Whether they win 2 out of 3 or lose 2 out of 3 this weekend, I think ultimately they'll find their footing in some of the areas they haven't as of yet.
I guess what I mean about the 2 or 3 against the White Sox, this is their last stretch of games. So again, we're just looking at these last handful of games. You had a 7-1 lead against Arizona, and you lost that game 12-7. You beat the Cubbies 9-7 in a game where Mason Miller, the scoreless inning streak, stops.
Right.
You followed that up with 2 L's in a row. One where you got blown out, the other one where you kept fighting. Machado's got a guy on third, grounds out to a double play with 1 out. There's just this handful of games, right? Like you're trying to get some of that momentum back. You're not wrong on, well, you went 19-11 with all of this that went wrong. Does that also tell you that things will eventually even out? I mean, is Ty Francis going to continue to play the way he's playing, or some of these other players going to continue to step up the way they have? If you are going to have a successful month of May, I don't think you have that margin of error to say, well, Tatis, if things aren't going well, then it's okay. Well, Machado, if things aren't going okay, that's all right. I think that Cronenworth, go down the list of some of these other players, I do feel like if they're going to have a successful month of May, if they're going to play above 500, if they're going to continue to kind of let Major League Baseball know we're here to stay, a lot of these things that haven't gone their way, and specifically their star players, they're going to have to start producing too.
I believe their biggest susceptibility for the season is starting pitching if they don't
I'm with you on that.
have the depth necessary to deal with the marathon that is. However, to the credit of A.J. Preller and the organization, when you make a savvy signing like Lucas Giolito, it helps alleviate some of my concerns. Now, I can't predict the health of anyone currently in the rotation moving forward. Nobody can do that with any of the 30 teams. But I just feel like I could take a little bit more of like a pause or a breath, knowing you have Giolito, knowing hopefully Pivetta returns in some form or fashion. Shoot, Joe Musgrove is out there. Griffin Canning, who had a very good half year last year in the major leagues before hurting his Achilles, is out there as well. So I feel like they have some depth where they can overcome some of my starting pitching concerns. I had concerns the day the season started, and they're 19-11. Now, oftentimes starting pitching shows up over 162, not over 2. So it shows up over 162, but I feel better because I know they've got Giolito and Canning and others out there that I think can help them as they need it.
Do you worry that we haven't heard anything on Pivetta?
A little bit. It's going to be a while.
Musgrove
Stammen was like, hey, it's weeks or months.
Literally, he said, could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months.
That's where I'm like, okay.
We want this, like there is this. I don't know how you are, but sometimes when I don't get news about something, then I just immediately go into this negative state.
This guy's done.
It could be about anything, literally. But the Pivetta and the Musgrove, like Musgrove, we've heard nothing. Was it AC that did a sit-down interview with him? I think at one point, I think it was AC. If it wasn't, there was at least some kind of dialogue where we got, but that was over a month ago, it feels. Maybe about 3 weeks ago, something like that. It was early as the season was getting ready to start, or just the season had just started. So I think with all that in mind, there's definitely a piece that's you're excited about Giolito when he comes. You're excited to see what these guys can do, but just not getting any information on the Pivetta and Musgrove, that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree with that because here's the inevitability.
Okay.
You're going to have a stretch where you play 13 games in 13 days. And all of a sudden you have one outing from a starter who you're counting on,
Sure.
Michael King or Randy Vasquez,
Sure.
that doesn't go well. And
Right.
now you have these other starters that are more coin flips.
Right.
And all of a sudden, if you're not getting the length out of your starting rotation, how does it impact your bullpen? I think it's already impacted the rotation, or excuse me, their bullpen.
Sure.
The thing is, oftentimes your bullpen is going to be taxed in April because of pitch counts for starters early in the season. Ultimately, those starters will settle in. They'll work deeper into games. I hope that's the case with this version of the Padres, because I still feel like some of this rotation, German Marquez, Walker Buehler, it has to be proven to me. Like, it has to be proven to me that they're Matt Waldron, that they're capable of going 5, 6, or 7 innings once you get into the season. I don't know if they are or not. I don't know if they'll need them to be those pitchers or not, because they have someone like Lucas Giolito or they have someone like Griffin Canning as well. But these are the things that I don't know if they keep me up at night, but this is what I think about as I get ready for a show or when I do a wrap-up show after, a Padres game. Like, is this rotation going to be of the caliber that is necessary to maintain this type of clip? Or to play above 500, keep your head above water all season.
This is why, the Giolito signing was obviously so important.
I agree.
And we're going to have to wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see whether Giolito is what type of player that you get when he comes up. But they're going to need, teams that win World Series, right? You need everybody. And you need everybody to be at their absolute best. And if you're looking at their rotation right now, clearly the Padres are working at 50% of their capability with their starters.
That's
So,
right.
and again, like you said, you could look at it two ways. You could say the great thing about the Padres right now is through the first freaking 30 games, they're 19-11, and they got holes. The question's going to be, how long can they sustain that? How long could they thrive or survive, I guess you could say, under the circumstances until some of these guys come back?
And it's not all schedule dependent.
Why was that girl yelling? She was yelling across the golf course.
I think she was maybe talking to her friend.
She was yelling across the golf course, and then she was on her phone. It was the same volume. I'm like, but you're on your phone now.
Yeah, it's fine. Is it fine? I think it's fine. We're at a golf course, right? Golf courses are loud. No, actually, they're not. Maybe they're not. But I look at this again. It's not like they're playing. The
give
world's
me the next
toughest
couple of
schedule.
series. Couple of series.
Is this the toughest schedule in baseball?
Okay.
White Sox, Giants, home for the Cardinals. Cardinals have been good, but amazing. They've been good. You have a 4-game home series against the Cardinals. Those are your next 10 games. So it's not like
6 and
all
4.
of a sudden,
6-4.
It's
Let's
like,
go.
after these 10, they're gonna, they're coming back to earth and going 2-8. Hopefully not. Like, this is a very reasonable stretch that they're in. Are you ultimately going to play the Dodgers? Yeah, but the first time you play them, it's to start a 10-game homestand later this month. So,
and what have they done?
The Dodgers?
Yeah,
the exact same thing the Padres have done actually so far this year, right?
That's true. Yeah,
but it's reasonable, is my point. And they've been good at home. The Padres have been. They've been a very good home team this year. So I look at this month and I say, this is all manageable. I don't know if it's 19-11, but it doesn't have to be. I think they can continue to play well, though, this month.
They've been good at home, and that's with starting out 2-4. Right? They start out 2-4.
2-4 at home and 2-5 overall when they went to the road.
Detroit and San Francisco.
Yep, that's right.
2-4. They came back. They went 7-0.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only game they really lost in that mix was the one game I went to, where it was 8-0 in Anaheim.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. And that wasn't even at home.
Peanut shells everywhere.
Because you
should have seen it.
You were having a great time.
It was a mess out there.
You got in. It was like 9-0, even though the final was 8-0.
It was 3-0, and then I got there just in time to see the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, all the way to the 8th round.
We'll bring you the Padres starting lineup on the other side. If Craig Stammen speaks with the media this afternoon, you'll hear from him as well. We've got Sam Popper, an associate GM for Sean Lewis in San Diego State football. He'll join us live from Riverwalk at 5:30. We're giving away Motley Crue tickets as well. Be listening for your chance to win those tickets. We'll do that in the next 10 or so minutes here on Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760. We are live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, back with you, Schaefer and Sliwa from Riverwalk for the Coryell Classic, supporting San Diego State football. Silent auction, by the way, if you want to bid on any of these items. There's some spectacular items to bid on. You can do that right now. Go to azteclink.com. We're giving away, by the way, on the show, Motley Crue tickets, and we'll do that at some point in the next 10 minutes. Sam Popper, Associate GM for San Diego State football. He's new to the job. He'll join us coming up in about 10 or so minutes. Is there anything here, Alan, because I mentioned some of these silent auction items that I would want to like win. Is there anything that you're like in on here? I mean, we got the deep sea fishing.
By the way, you and I very, very close together today. We're sharing
laptops.
Sharing a laptop. I got mine that I'm using. Oh, this
you love the Letterman jacket.
Jayden had this the starting quarterback for the Aztecs had this Letterman jacket, which by the way is right behind me as well. What do we got like here? Bro, those are phenomenal.
Yeah,
jackets.
Those are you can have one of those for $250, Alan. Support San Diego State football. Come on, get a couple
It's
of those.
worth it.
Yeah, get a couple
It's
of those.
worth it.
On your way out. You got Tony Gwynn autographed baseballs, by the way. Trevor Hoffman signed jerseys.
Little James Worthy action here.
Look, a Tatis Slam Diego jersey. You know what that implies?
Come on, man. The guy needs positivity right now. He doesn't need this.
Listen, I know. Maybe tonight, right?
I was listening. Let me give a quick plug here. I was listening today to Darren and Marty doing their podcast, Friar Territory. That was called? Yeah, Friar Territory.
Yep.
Heath Bell was on. Heath Bell had an idea for Fernando Tatis.
Billy, what is going on? A little broken yoga action.
How are you?
How are we doing? Love you.
Heath Bell had an idea, he said, for Tatis. He said, do you remember that time Trey Turner was struggling in Philadelphia?
Yeah, they all cheered him or whatever.
They all just started giving him standing O's. He said that the vibes that Tatis needs this weekend is something similar. Give him something positive. Give him something this. To be honest with you, I have no idea if that would work, but it feels like for Tatis, just the city, hey, we got your back. Through the ups and the downs, we got your back.
Dude, we have tried everything for this guy. By the way,
have we done a standing O for him during a game where he's struggling?
I mean, to give Padres fans credit,
yeah,
this isn't Philadelphia where Trey Turner is getting booed when he's going to the plate in Philadelphia. You know, like Padres fans by and large are going to support their team, right? You're not hearing a lot of boos for individual
I don't always
players,
agree with that, by the way.
But the supporting their team?
Yeah, no. What I mean by that is like, if your player is not performing well,
you can boo them.
It's okay to,
but would
be
you
disgruntled about that?
Would you agree by and large that's not what plays out at Petco?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, it's not like the Padre fans are already in this corner by and large in the ballpark. Like, what else can we do for this player? I agree. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying, like, we've tried a little bit of everything to get Fernando Tatis Jr. At some point, he's just going to have to do it.
You know what I think?
Spread his wings.
You know what I think is hurting him the most?
What's that?
Which he's the only one that could change this. It's the conversation can't go away because you have such an unbelievable player that's yet to hit a home run.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way, like, can you imagine when a game ends and he again doesn't hit a home run and the reporters are getting ready to go talk to him? He's like, well, what do you think is going to come up? This is just going to continue until he cranks 3 or 4, and then it's no longer a conversation. It's not that much different than, I'm sure, every time Mason Miller closed out
that's
a game.
Great point. Like, your scoreless streak.
I'm sure that's a question that he's getting. Like, all of this just comes with the territory, and I think for Tatis' sake, but he's the only one that can kind of get himself out of the mix.
That's what it feels
Hit a couple of jacks in the month of May, and it's no longer a conversation.
Not just in the month of May. Soon.
I know.
Not May 23rd.
It's true.
Like, and by the way, he's one plate appearance shy of tying his career record for longest homerless streak.
So as it's happened before.
Yeah, he's been here. Now, if he's 0 for 1 or doesn't homer in his first plate appearance
then
today, then he's equaled it to it's a new record. So there'll be a day. I mean, we're all in his corner is the point. I mean, me specifically, I've been hard on him. I think in general, Padres fans have been hard on him, I think, like in the social space, but he's hard on himself. Like there's no other way to be with Tatis. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I'm hard on him because I've seen him at his best. I had someone today DM me on Twitter and say, I went back and found a video on YouTube of all 42 of his home runs in 2021. It was it was just a video of his 42 home runs. He's like, it made me really sad because in watching some of these prodigious home runs, he isn't the same player. And I heard you say that, and I didn't want to believe it. And I watched his home runs, and I hope I'm wrong, but the home runs even he was hitting in the last couple of years didn't look like the way he was swinging in 2021. So that's the part. You said
2021?
Yeah, that's the part that hurts because we've seen it, but man, it feels like it's been a while.
If you told me that was in 2024, then I'm still going to believe that Tatis has that. 2021 is a long time ago, brother.
In sports, that's a
long time.
It's so long.
So and I agree. I think there's something to that. Like his confidence isn't there. His swag isn't there. His cockiness isn't there. And I don't even say cocky in a bad way. Like there's certain players in sports, they walk around with this arrogance that I love.
Yes.
And I say that in the sense that like it helps their game. Does Tatis look like that when he comes to the plate?
No, I think Machado sometimes looks like that when he comes to the plate.
I think Machado definitely still has that.
Right? Yeah.
He runs down to first like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. No, the Tatis thing it's frustrating because I think a lot of Padres fans have felt at some point along the way that their favorite player was Fernando Tatis Jr. because he was doing things nobody else was doing. And now you're no longer seeing that player. And that's hard to watch with your own two eyes as a 27-year-old player.
Let's say he had 3 home runs right now.
Yeah, right? I wouldn't be saying that probably.
Well, honestly, let's just say he had 3 home runs. Is it not even a conversation?
It's probably not a conversation.
So he's basically 3 home runs away from everybody shutting the hell up about that conversation.
But perception, reality. It's like when you start a year on a goose egg. You know, you start a year going 0 for 13 at the plate. You can do it in June. You can go 0 for 13 in June. It's harder to start a year 0 for 21 or whatever.
Or if you have, you come out the gate and you have 6 home runs in the first month and then go on the same streak that he goes on when he doesn't homer.
If Murakami doesn't homer for his next 30 games, well, he's got 12 into June. But if Tatis doesn't homer for his next 30 games, he has none into June. There's a big difference, obviously, for baseball fans.
Yeah.
Sam Popper, San Diego State Associate GM for football, in his first few weeks on the job, will join us on the other side. But call right now. We promise you a pair of tickets to see Motley Crue on September 18th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. And caller 2, you are going. Great giveaway. Motley Crue here in San Diego, September 18th. Call 877-767-4760. Again, 877-767-4760. Caller 2, you've got 2 free tickets to see Motley Crue September 18th, part of Live Nation Summer of Live, all-in $30 tickets to this show and more now through May 5th at livenation.com. Sam Popper, Associate GM for San Diego State Football, joins us next from Riverwalk on Schaefer and Sliwa. San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. The Padres are getting set to start their series against the White Sox tonight down at Petco Park. It's going to be Noah Schultz going for Chicago and Herman Marquez going for the Padres. First pitch is set for 6:40. Tonight, we got 3 more potential closeout games in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Right now, with about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, the Magic are all over the Pistons 62-45. In Toronto, with about 7 minutes to go in the first half, the Raptors are up on Cleveland 47-38. Right here on San Diego Sports 760, coming up at 6:15, we'll have Lakers Rockets game 6. The tip-off will be a little after 6:30. Safety starts underneath. That's why shop owners trust Napa for undercar solutions that stop issues, go further with complete repairs, and grow their business. From brake rotors to struts, Napa has what you need to keep the undercar under control.
There we go. All right, back here on Schaefer and Slee with San Diego Sports 760, Riverwalk Country Club, the Coryell Classic, where a silent auction will close in 2.5 hours. If you are an Aztec fan or want to support San Diego State football, you can do so right now. Go to azteclink.com. There's 70 type items, maybe more than that. 70 items available right now at the live auction. You can do it at azteclink.com. We're continuing our conversations with San Diego State football guests, including Sam Popper, the new associate GM for San Diego State football, with us right now on San Diego Sports 760. Sam, how long have you been now with the program? 6-7 weeks?
Sure, about 6-7 weeks, and it's been drinking through a fire hose, and it's been fun every day.
Local San Diego, that's it.
That's right.
6-7 weeks.
Welcome.
So, take us through. I mean, you were at the University of Michigan. You were there as an undergrad.
Yep.
You've bounced around in FBS football the last few years. You were at Michigan the last 3 years, right?
Yep.
So that's where you initially crossed paths with San Diego State starting quarterback Jayden Denegal, right?
Absolutely.
So you've been reconnected with Jayden. But how did your time at Michigan specifically prepare you for the opportunity that is now presented with San Diego State?
Yeah, it's done a ton for me. And first of all, I appreciate you guys having me on. You know, I graduated in 2019. I had 4 years as a student intern, and that was just how I got started. And you know, then coming back in 23, it's where I got to know Denny. It was a great experience, obviously being on that championship team of a lot of guys that we recruited when I was a student that when I left and I graduated were, you know, not confident freshmen, guys learning the place, to then come back in 23. Now these guys were the prominent leaders on the team. It was cool to see that transformation. And, you know, obviously going from, you know, Coach Harbaugh to Sharon Moore and, you know, kind of that you know, transition, like I got a little bit more responsibility and kind of, you know, as Coach Moore took the job and, you know, kind of going through those last 3 years, I learned a ton. And, you know, I feel like now coming into San Diego State, the experience from not only Michigan, but from a variety of different places, you know, hopefully will be able to kind of help us and help the department. And every day's been a great day, you know, as we kind of talked a little bit about. It's been awesome.
For me, this has been a little bit unique because I'm getting a chance to meet you guys all for the first time. I know John obviously has got already a relationship. You guys are coming from so many different places across the country and coming from universities that are power programs. Give me kind of the allure, because I for me, it gets me excited because, yes, it's great to have people from San Diego. And yes, we could say, oh, you're a San Diegan, but we also need people representing that football program that has knowledge and experience and is experiencing something different that they could bring to this program. Forget the weather, forget the city of San Diego. What's the allure of building the right football program here for someone like you? And again, like I said, you got people coming from everywhere.
Oh, there's a ton of excitement that drove me to this job and a ton of optimism of things where I feel like we can grow. Coach Lewis has done an awesome job at building a staff and building a culture and building a group of people and a team that, you know, for somebody like me coming into this role, it's pretty easy to just come in and see where I can add things. You know, obviously I'm not replacing anybody. Like, I'm the first person in this position at this university, which shows that the athletic department, right, along with Coach Lewis, is pushing forward for trying to add something new that, you know, we didn't have before. And you know, to answer your question as far as the experience from some of those places, the urgency that you have to have at that top level of college football, where everybody's kind of the same and all have the same things, and it's just about pushing the gas pedal a little bit more than somebody else. That, along with some of the innovation, can really help us here at San Diego State, and that's where, I feel like I've really developed over the course of my career is, how to kind of being able to balance that of how to just push the gas pedal as hard as you can, but also just how to make the most of the resources that you have. And at a place like this, you can really get a leg up on your opponents, especially entering a new conference, in both of those ways. And that's something that this level of college football has that's super unique, because, sky's the limit, but you also can have a certain leg up over your peers based on, certain things you could do that are innovative. Like, I don't know how many associate GMs there are in the Pac-12 conference. Right now, I can't think of one. Maybe there is, but it's fun being able to kind of do that. And once you have something that other teams at your level in college football don't have, now it's on you to make the most of it, and that's something we're determined to do.
Sam Popper with us right now. He is the new associate GM for San Diego State football. So take us through some of your responsibilities you see over the year ahead as we get into the 2026 football season, because it feels more and more like college football is heading to this like professional NFL model. I think we've seen that more with San Diego State. You look at some of the hires that Sean has been able to make here over the last 2 or 3 years, including yourself. How does this role benefit the program on and off the field moving forward?
Yeah, I think it'll do a lot for us as a personnel landscape. The general manager across college football, as it's developed over the last 2 or 3 years, like we talk about how a lot of it's like the NFL, but it's also not like the NFL, right? Like we don't have draft picks, right? Like you have to recruit.
Right.
You also don't, sign players on a rookie wage scale, right? Like you have to be deliberate on like how you're signing players and like how much you're going to spend versus like high school and portal and player acquisition, things of that nature. Obviously there isn't like a salary cap. So sometimes you're on uneven playing fields and you have to operate that way. So I say all that to say that the general manager position has spread further and further across college football. Yeah, I felt the same thing in Michigan. Has felt spread further and further away from the actual day-to-day level of college football recruiting. Caleb and I felt that in bringing myself here to play the role of associate GM, where both of us get to work within, the collective in events like this, in the fundraising aspect, in the financial allocation within our roster, and the top-down strategy and philosophy. In both of us doing that, now we can free up both of our time to have more of a role in the day-to-day recruiting process, right? The scouting of high school players, the evaluation process within our staff, the communication, gathering and organization of information, how we work in the on-campus process, sealing the deal, being an extra, pair of boots on the ground. Like that's the part where we feel like ideally we can innovate in this role that again, hopefully other teams can't.
Is there one or two things? I'm sure there's a ton of things, but is there one or two things in your time at Michigan that you think you'll be able to bring to the table at San Diego, apply whatever it was at Michigan, and maybe you've noticed in this 6-7 weeks, like, wow, we were doing this here. I see an opportunity here based on my time in Michigan.
Oof, yeah. Well, hopefully we got a lot of time left in this interview. There've been a lot of different things, and one of the funnest thing. Well, yeah, absolutely. One of the funnest parts of the job is, Caleb and I, we do this almost every day where we sit in his office and he's got this big whiteboard and we just kind of just jot stuff down. And, there's about 5 or 6 new processes that I can immediately think of off the top of my head that we're going to do here that are a little bit new that, now with somebody else kind of helping out, we can do these a little bit easier. There's time to do them. There's, resources to do them that I think are going to really help us. So, yeah, I mean, it's been my favorite part of the job. And I could talk for a long time about, some of the stuff we're doing. And there's a couple different items within the silent auction where, fans can kind of come in and talk to us in the building and kind of see firsthand all this, kind of cool stuff that we're doing from a player acquisition standpoint.
Yeah, be a GM for a day. You can join Caleb Davis, Sam Popper, AztecLink.com. That silent auction is going to end at 8 p.m. As you get your feet wet here, what is it about Sean Lewis, the staff he's assembled, his experiences and background that made this the right opportunity for you at this point in your career?
He's got a really unique combination from a just pure kind of CEO management standpoint of being a culture builder within the organization, but also being schematically pretty dang smart. It's pretty cool to watch him kind of scheme teams up kind of within an option based offense, but he's done an awesome job at creating real unique culture here. A lot of things that we do that I haven't seen at other places that, I think are awesome in terms of just building the connection within both the staff and players. And one of the things about him that I really admire is the fact that you are counted upon to do your job. You are not micromanaged, and you are given not only the authority, but given the empowerment to innovate and try to do different things. And, I really feel with somebody like him, he's the CEO of this business. My job is to dominate my square footage, and he's giving me every sort of ability to do that and not trying to, step on toes or do everything his way. He's counting on me to do my job my way, knowing that he hired me for a reason. And I know everybody in the building feels the same way. And it's something that sounds easy, but it's sometimes difficult in the form of football, where again, this isn't a business, and the head coach more and more now has to act like the CEO. And when you can find someone that leads in that way, it's something important to stick with.
I'll take that term, because typically a CEO isn't always thinking of just day to day. It's the vision down the road.
Right.
What do you think San Diego State University is from a football perspective 2 years from now, 3 years from now? I guess as you paint what that vision is, I know there's the potential, there's the reality. What goes to your mind when I say let's think a couple years down the road?
Yes, sky's the limit. Obviously, we have huge goals and aspirations. Like, wouldn't have taken this job if it didn't really, really excite me every day to come into work and try to actualize on a vision for a team with a ton of potential in an amazing city where we can be that team. And truthfully, it's on us to make it happen. Again, we talk about processes, and one thing I knew I never wanted to be in my career is someone who talks a big game in the press conference and the fans never see that come into fruition. I'm really, really determined to be at a point at a roster construction standpoint in 1 to 2, however many years, where now the fans are looking at this team and saying wow, that was awesome. We see the fruits of the labor, and it's a team that we're just proud of, and really just determined to make that happen, and get a lot of different things happening behind the scenes, new processes that Caleb and I are implementing every day. And I just really want the fans to see that happen, because again, the sky is the limit for us and what we can be, from what the university gives us, what the city gives us, what Coach Lewis gives us. And again, if we don't make it happen, shame on us.
Well, I say this because I think you're right on the making it happen from the university perspective, the coaching staff, everything else. But as you guys make that happen, it's also on the city and also on San Diegans to come support it. Because if that product is, I think last year is a great example, to go from 3-9, 4-9, whatever it was, to a 9-4 record. You do that a couple years in a row, you guys are doing your part. And the city of San Diego, and I know from just the perspective of, they want to support something that is winning, and they want to support something that they feel like they're proud of. You guys keep doing your part. I'm confident the city of San Diego will support it. So.
100%. No, I appreciate it. And San Diego, I think in this, the standpoint of our team, need to know how powerful they are and how much of an engine they are in what we're trying to do. And, we really have the ability with Snapdragon. I'm so excited to experience what a game atmosphere is going to be in there this season. And, we have the power to make that thing a real fortress. The team was 6-0 at home last year, and obviously that's something I'm walking into. And, my goal is to work as much as I can to keep that train going and make our roster even better. I'm excited to see what, the fans are going to hopefully be able to pour into us. And again, it's our job to make the city stand up and notice, and it's the city's job to, come in and support. I'm really excited to see, that marriage happen.
Sam Popper, the new associate GM for San Diego State football, here with us from Riverwalk on this gorgeous Friday, a typical San Diego Chamber of Commerce type day.
They said it was going to be May Gray?
This is actually chilly for us, to be honest with you.
Maybe that's going to get pushed to May 2nd. It certainly didn't happen May 1st.
Sam, thanks for joining us, man. Congrats.
Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Appreciate you.
We'll wrap things up on the other side here until 6 p.m. We'll tell you more about that silent auction that closes at 8 p.m. This is Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, great afternoon here at Riverwalk in Mission Valley, Coryell Classic. Again, the silent auction will close at 8 p.m. You can find it at azteclink.com or by following Aztec Football on social media. I tweeted out a link earlier at John Schaefer. So the silent auction items are available right now. And again, the auction will close at 8 p.m. All of this to support San Diego State football, which will play its spring game, by the way, tomorrow, 2 p.m. We've got a radio show for you. I'll be out there from 1 to 3.
You don't take days off.
Yeah.
You don't take days off. That's what you told me. Our first show, you pulled me to the side. You had a pep talk.
I said, no days off. That's what I said to you.
You said, and you grabbed my polo.
I lifted you, right?
And I didn't move.
I just lifted you up and said, no days off. No, but we'll be on the air tomorrow from 1 to 3. And looking forward to the spring game tomorrow on the Mesa at San Diego State.
Busy, by the way, really busy weekend for SD. Really busy week.
Yeah, because we were talking about, again, the STFC you can hear on 760 tomorrow. The Waiver playing Sunday afternoon. The Padres are home this weekend against the White Sox.
Talk about Aztec baseball tomorrow night.
That's right. All weekend
on an
long.
8-game winning streak.
Yep.
We'll give the Seals San Diego a little bit of love. They got
Sunday afternoon
postseason game tonight in Toronto, and I think Sunday afternoon they'll have their game coming up on Sunday.
Can I give someone else some love?
Of course you can.
Ethan Salas, the former top prospect in the Padres organization.
Kind of balling out, isn't he?
I think he's homered 4 times his last 5 games. Do I have that right? Tonight, he has hit an absolute bomb and also doubled. Hopefully they don't trade him away in July like they typically do with their prospects. He's still only 19. He's put it together here over the last week or so in the minor leagues. 19 years of age, still an intriguing young prospect in the Padres organization. But all of a sudden, like, the flip has switched for Ethan Salas.
Well, and come on, guys, if I'm right here, I think he's 19.
He's 19.
So, I mean, the switch, imagine we've been talking about this kid now for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And he's 19, 19 today. So what more can you ask? I want to ask you a quick question because you said something about hopefully we don't trade him away. What has been your view on – here's, I would say, of all the years Padres baseball have been around, this last 6-year stretch, they've never had more success. They've been in the postseason 4 out of 6 years. You could apply some of it. Obviously now more teams now they haven't made it to the World Series, so maybe somebody could easily say, no, they had more success in 96 and 98. 98 they get to the World Series. Do you like this? Like, what's the balance here? Because every time I do hesitate when they trade as much as they do in the farm system, and then we start looking at guys that are playing for the Nationals or playing for wherever they are, right? And I start seeing some of the young guys' success. Of course, last year at the deadline, they get Mason Miller and they give away their number 1 prospect, one of the best prospects in all baseball. Do you comfortable when they do things like that, or do you have some hesitation?
I'm a big believer in playing for now. Your computer's dead, by the way. So that'll end the video portion of our stream. You can still hear us, though, on YouTube. I'm a big believer. Oh, maybe it's alive. Maybe it's alive.
We're back.
But you're at like 0%, dude. Here, you want my plug?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, you live dangerously.
Well, I don't even live dangerously. First,
why are you not plugged in?
You asked, basically, I don't use my laptop all show. I haven't touched my laptop.
I know. Now I'm blaming you for your computer dying.
Unbelievable.
But I play for now. I'm not worried about 2029. I'll worry about 2029 in 2029. I understand it matters. That's a GM's job. He's got to worry about it. For me, I want to see them win at the major league level. If it's at the expense of young prospects, I understand it. If it maintains a window of time for winning at the major leagues.
However, they've yet to make a World Series.
Yeah, but and if they had these prospects, would they have made one? We'll never know. If they had James Wood, if they played for a World Series?
No, it's true, but I think again, I'm not. I don't want to say don't trade away any prospects,
right?
But it's the same thing for you as well. AJ Preller is probably one of those guys. Hey, I got $100 in my pocket. That 100's gone.
Yep.
I'm a little bit more of, well, let's put
80.
Let's put
yeah. No, I get
put
it.
70 here. How can I use this 30 and everything else?
His chips are already there, man. I mean, it's no limit. He's not playing limit poker. He is willing to risk it. I don't think he makes moves like, oh, what does this mean for my next contract? There's a literal Baltimore Oriole
Look,
here.
You have a bagel right there.
Oh, Oriole friend. Here.
There it is.
Go.
There it is.
Okay, you're an Oriole.
We're sharing a little bit here.
A legit Oriole. I don't think it's from Baltimore.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. It's still there? Or is it gone?
No, there's a couple.
Oh, okay. There's a couple.
Well, no, there's actually, I'm just feeding birds here for the bird came over looking for food. He looked hungry.
Didn't eat the whole bagel.
All right.
That's it.
That's a shame. That'll have to do it for today's show.
Thank you,
Back
everybody.
Monday. Join us tomorrow on 760 Aztec Spring Game. I'll be broadcasting live from 1 to 3 p.m. You can catch it right here on San Diego Sports 760. Make it out. It's a free event. See the Aztecs tomorrow on the Mesa. Good stuff from Riverwalk. You can bid on that silent auction until 8 p.m. For Brent, Mike Usher, engineering, Alan Sliwa. I'm John
give
Schaefer.
Dom some love, too.
Dom, good to see you. This is Schaefer and Sliwa, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Peace.